Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Winter 2023 North American Seasonalander stream, hosted by Ian the Awesome. I'm probably Matt, or just Matt, joined by Jaybird with Dr. Underscore on production, and it's a pleasure to be here. So if you're not familiar with Seasonalander, don't worry. We're here to give you the breakdown. The tournament is a Highlander-styled game, meaning it is a 9v9, being one player on each class. This is a familiar format throughout the Team Fortress 2 competitive scene, ranging from UGC, RGL, OzFortress, ETF2L, etc. Tonight, though, we have a unique twist. The possible maps available to play include Alps, Arctic, and Paris. Yesterday was our qualifiers bracket. Today will be our playoffs, being our lower bracket and the upper bracket. Remember that next weekend will be our European lineup, which I'll be taking part in personally, so stay tuned for that. We'll be starting off today with teams 2 and 4 facing off, being Chili Chimps and Brew Crew that are playing. This will be followed by teams 1 and 3, which are Evil and Goofy Goobers, playing respectively. But what is Seasonalander all about? In this season, we will be fundraising for the Sarcoma Foundation of America, a group which advocates for sarcoma patients by funding research and treatment, as well as increasing awareness about the disease, being bone, tissue, and muscle cancer. So please make sure if you have the funds available to go help and support the charity for this season and help us reach our goal of $1,000. We are already more than over a quarter of the way there, and being only a quarter of the way through the event, I think it's totally possible. So I'll hand over to Jaybird now, who's going to talk through our rosters.
All right, what is going on, everybody? This is Jaybird, as Matt said. Thank you for that intro. So today, in our first match, we're going to have Team 2 versus Team 4, Team 2 being the Chili Chimps, and Team 4 being the Brew Crew. Team 2 consists of Freddy on Scout. We got Gumsy on Soldier, Orange Glazers on Pyro. We've got Joey Cheerio on Demo, Critical Beef on Heavy, Minty on the Engineer, Lucapalooza on Medic, Octo on Sniper, and Stabs on Spy. And for Team 4, the Brew Crew, on Scout, we've got Zanvius. Soldier will be Vedographer. Pyro is Wrench. Demo is Eho. Heavy is Jono. Engineer is Hero Master 90. Medic is the Soul of Power. Sniper, Rubber Mango. And on Spy, we've got Frazzled Raz. So sounds like it's going to be a good game in that first match. Team 2, not Team 2. The second match will be Team 1 versus Team 3, and that will be Team Evil versus Team Goofy Goobers.
It's a great name.
That is a good name. Team 1 on Scout, we're going to have for that match is Jam Point. On Soldier is going to be Steg. Pyro will be Unusual Sandwich. Demo will be Joelle. Heavy is Bacon Ultimate. Engineer is the Average Free-to-Play. On Medic, we've got That One Gamer Lad. Sniper is Paul Purr, and on Spy will be General Alias. And Team 3, the Goofy Goobers, we've got Brickiest Brick on Scout, Wheezy TF on Soldier, Great Blue on Pyro, Richter Overtime on the Demo Man. Crom's going to be playing Heavy. The What 89 is going to be on Engineer. Requiem is going to be on Medic. I don't know if that's Requiem or Requiem.
Which Requiem?
That's Requiem. Gotcha.
Yes.
On Sniper, we've got Brads, and on Spy, we've got Cool Stuff. So those are the 4 lineups we're going to be rocking today in both the the separate heats we've got set up. But yeah, those first 2 matches today of the Chili Chimps and the Brew Crew are what you're going to be seeing in our opening game.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. We've got a few familiar faces in there, some that I am personally friends with. I know Orange Glazer and Stabs both on the first team, or Team 2 even, sorry. I'll be very interested to see. Stabs is an interesting spy main. His plays are usually very fun to watch, so I'll be interested to see if they can pull something out of the bucket for this one. On Team 4, we've got a few familiar faces peeking out there. Rubber Mango, Soul of Power, Wrench and Bottle. I think I've potentially even maybe played in a Seasonalander with them, if maybe one of them might have subbed in the last EU one.
Well, Bottle looks like they are replaced by Eho today, I believe. So
yes.
Unfortunately, we're losing one of our inanimate objects. Wrench is still there, but it's going to be Eho instead of Bottle. But yeah, I know for me personally, looking at these teams, definitely some familiar faces. Definitely some people I'm not, overly familiar with, but I'm not going to put that on them. That might just be my oldness showing. But I mean, I got to imagine it's going to be a good matchup, right? Only 4 teams. I didn't wasn't able to catch all of the games yesterday, but these two teams here are kind of playing in the kind of the relegation match, I suppose you call it, in the first game here. But you think that would kind of line them up to be pretty evenly matched heading into Heat 1 here.
Yeah, absolutely. And both teams, from what I have seen yesterday, put up some very to-the-wire fights. So just because they're in the runners-up, that doesn't mean that they're not good teams. These teams are still probably going to put up a pretty interesting match for us to see today.
Yeah, and our first match, too, if you want to it's going to be the first map is CP Paris, which, it's gorgeous. It is a stunning map. And I will say,
pretty map.
Yeah, all three maps. The only one I was familiar with coming in was Koth Arctic, which is a fine Highlander map from my days as well. But both Paris and Vineyard are absolutely stunning. They're aesthetically beautiful. How they're going to play, I'm not all that sure, but I just like they're nice for my eyeballs. I'll say that.
What'll be interesting as well is we never actually got to see Paris yesterday, so most teams played through the first two and didn't actually get to Paris. So I believe this will be the first time we're seeing Paris on stream. So whether or not these teams have practiced in their free time, I'm not sure if this is a new experience to them or not. It's a very open map as well, so it'll be quite interesting to see how they both choose to take this one.
Yeah, open up until the very last point, C. So it's a capture point, and A and B are pretty open, but C is you're literally fighting inside of a castle. So it's a very unique kind of layout, I would say, for the most part. Looks like a lot of flank roads. I see an inordinate amount of stairs. I've never seen so many stairs in my entire life, but I like the kind of changes in elevation. Looks like the sight lines aren't overly punishing. Obviously, sniper being so powerful in Highlander, you really do have to. The only counter to a good sniper in Highlander is a well-designed map with, not the most punishing sight lines ever. So we'll see how that plays as this kind of goes on. Will there be is there inherent advantage for the defensive team on sniper for sight lines? Does offense have a good way to peek in? These are all going to be things we kind of have to follow along as the games get rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine that we'll probably get through the first 2 points very quickly. Lots of opportunities for the attacking team, quite a lot of flank routes, as you've already said. I think that my prediction for this map is that we're probably going to roll through the first two with some relative speed, maybe, but I reckon it's all going to be down to last. As you say, again, yeah, lots of weird geometry in this map. Very high ceilings as well, I noticed when I was looking around it earlier.
Yeah, definitely want to see some. I want to see some big skybox plays, even from soldiers or demo. I want to see someone landing in maybe with a sync rocket for a medic drop, something. I don't know. I got to see someone swinging in on a chandelier on C here and going for a big pick.
Looks like at the minute we're just waiting on one more player. We've got 9 on red and 8 on blue at the minute, so hopefully we can get them in as quickly as possible. But for now, we can just admire this beautiful map because it is very pretty.
It is stunning. It is quite gorgeous. I imagine this is what all of Paris looks like all the time. Never been there myself, but yeah, that's my assumption. This is Paris, and I will accept no other versions of it in my mind from now on.
I mean, the Eiffel Tower's in the background, so I mean, obviously this is just...
Is it actually where?
Yeah. If you look up into the skybox, you can see the Eiffel Tower in the far distance.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, just over past the big castle.
Well, I thought you were... Are you... Wait.
No, I'm genuinely not joking.
It's over the behind blue spawn, yeah.
Yeah, there is
I looked straight up. I thought you were just joking. I'm like, oh, very nice, very nice. Nice Eiffel Tower up there. That's lovely.
No, there is actually an Eiffel Tower in this map.
I'm going to take your word for it. I don't see that thing at all. But I'm assuming this is some weird inside joke that you're all just ripping on me for.
I promise you there is an Eiffel Tower in this map.
I will believe it when I see it. As for now, I ain't seen nothing yet. There are no towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this get rolling. So your prediction there was, offense having the advantage for A and B and then rolling kind of getting a little bit stuck on C.
I think that's what I'm expecting. I think with the map at the beginning being so open that there's not really many places for them to particularly lock down. I imagine that they'll probably want to play it back a little bit. They could pull this out of nowhere and surprise me. I could be completely wrong. But just from what I've seen so far of this map, and this is my first time seeing the map as well, so yeah, I could be completely wrong here.
It would be hard for me to argue against that. That is all pretty sound logic. But I do think when it comes down to these kind of newer maps, really I think the aggressive team is going to be punished on maps like this because you're gonna be, if you're trying to get aggressive, sometimes you're gonna rush into the wrong flank, or you're gonna pop out where you're not expecting. So I don't know. I could see defense having an advantage on these maps just because they get some time to set up, and they get a little bit of a slower pace to work with. And on defense, you don't really have to make, I'll say, your team cohesion is it's easier to just be more naturally cohesive on defense in Highlander because it speaks for itself. You're defending against X checkpoint and so, and you're kind of set up, and you really just have to stop the push. Offense can be a little tricky because you have to coordinate. Okay, you got to go through there. We got to go through there. And when I can't imagine the callouts are going to be all too pristine on a map that a lot of the people don't have a ton of experience with. So we could see some moments where maybe a bit of a disjointed push for blue, and what looked like a big Uber van or something all of a sudden turns into a bit of a disastrous fight. But like you said, neither of us, we have no clue. We're making very broad, vague assumptions.
Yeah, I think it'll absolutely be we'll have to see. They'll have to prove us wrong. Blue team will just go out, absolutely smash, or red team will hold a strong defense. But I think, as you say, it just comes down to the team with that strongest line of communication, the ones that maybe they'll be the ones that shine through. But I'm very excited to see. I'm dying to find out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing who some standout players are. Because again, when it comes to a new map, I do find because it's going to be a little disjointed, it might just come down to a 1v1 or something on a flank that kind of changes these fights. So who's going to win those. The obvious big one is who's going to win that first sniper v sniper fight. That kind of opens up so many things, but could be a scout v scout or a scout v soldier on the flank that really opens things up. And honestly, it could just be a couple of huge spy picks, because the spy has the big advantage on a map like this of just, I don't know, medic might feel safe, but all of a sudden he's got a spy just sitting on a ledge above him or something.
Yeah. I think the first point that we've got here, out of spawn through to A, is not as sniper friendly. When we go through to B, there's a little more sort of open sightlines. But this map does do quite well at keeping sightlines restricted enough, but whilst not being too unfair to the sniper.
I agree with that.
But we've got a lot of high skybox here. I can see that pretty much everywhere that these soldiers are jumping around right now, they can land. So I imagine that we'll probably have a lot of explosive play.
Yeah, well, I'm very curious if Blue does maybe an aggressive sack play here, sending maybe maybe everybody except the medic once they've built Uber and try to get an Uber force, because that would be huge. If you can bomb a demo in, like you said, with the high skyboxes and stuff and a soldier, you could probably scare out an early Uber with a medic probably being a little scared on a new map. So I think that would be a really smart play from Blue to do maybe even 2 sack waves at the start here just to see if they can get an advantage. And I'm also curious, maybe we'll see a Crits Krieg or something into somebody today. We'll see what these medics are comfortable with, or if they want to lead on their demos, or maybe solo Uber pushes, stuff like Uber Scout pushes. It'll be interesting to see the strategies that develop.
And of course, it's probably important to mention as well that whilst this is a competitively formatted event, all of these players are casual or open level players. None of these players have particularly tons of competitive experience. So it's more about, Seasonalander has always been more about sort of the more kind of leaning on the goofy side of the competitive games. So whilst we are formatted for competitive, I imagine that maybe we're probably going to see some crits, some silly loadouts perhaps. Who knows?
I hope so. I mean, that's honestly, the beauty of TF2.
I think comes to it.
And we do have a whitelist of some banned items, things like that. It's not a particularly long one. Might get into that a little bit later, but nothing too out of the ordinary you're going to see. But it's going to be like, you're going to see some interesting strategies. You're going to see some plays. You're like, whoa, that was an odd choice. Yeah. In the moment, you know what? It's not always easy to make those decisions when you're in the heat of a moment, and maybe
we do seem to be readied up now.
Here we go. Let's do this.
Getting off. We go.
Oui, bonjour.
All right.
That's the only French you're going to get.
Oui, bonjour. Those are the only important words you need to know.
They didn't teach me enough French Canadian in public school.
I don't really remember much. The only phrase we were in Sweden last week. The only phrase I know how to say in Swedish is "I love you," and I don't think that's a very particularly handy one.
I absorbed nothing. So, okay, right. So I mean, this is I wonder how forward is Red going to be? I think they're just laying down crit stickies here, which is smart. They should have time to rebuild this, but this does mean a crits for Red here off the rip. He will not have time to switch this Uber gun.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get back in time. We've got our engineer
crits. Wow, here we go. We're off. We're right away. We're going for some interesting strats.
Our engineers decided to set up closest to the point, which makes more sense, I think. I think that's probably the best place he could have put it for this spawn.
And Octo is going for an early pick in this window here on
Ready
spawn.
to go.
Does he even have a views sightline here?
I don't think he has.
He's the medic. Oh, he just... I think he picked off a pyro there. The medic was next to him. This medic needs to be very careful because Octo was just sitting here looking at spawn.
Those crit stickies, unfortunately, not getting anyone as Jono immediately spotted them. We've immediately... Octo, no one seems to have noticed Octo. He's just kind of chilling up there.
Yeah, he's very forward.
Yeah, everyone else seems to be hanging back. We have got Stabs taking some interesting corners, but not making any much of a commitment yet. Kind of choosing the prime time to go. Oh, Octo gets his first headshot on Zambias. Immediately, most of Red Team choosing to stay back. I think they're waiting for Blue to push, but Blue doesn't seem to be wanting to commit to anything. We've got Joey Demo on the right side of spawn, just seemingly keeping them in. Oh,
they got a double coming in. The Demo and Pyro looked like they were an attempt at a sack there, but pretty ineffective, unfortunately. And
I got pushed out by Scout.
Yeah, Blue is right now, they're waiting for a pick, but they're not really sending out the appropriate waves to get a pick. And Octo has just been sitting on this ledge, getting picks. If only someone could tell them that defense is running crits. I mean, you could just run your combo out there into them and win that exchange. They are trying to make now a push out of the left side through what I'm going to call Chapel. And I think this is a good play because their sniper for Red is still just watching spawn. So we'll see if maybe he can catch the medic coming in.
Yeah, no one particularly willing to make an exact commitment, but everyone seems to be going into the left. Stabs does manage to get a pick on someone. I didn't quite see who that was. He's just chilling, but no one seems to have seen that he's back there. They are aware. They don't seem to be following him out. Everyone's still kind of just sitting in this left room. Oh no, they used the crits!
And it's an Uber drop, and this is worst case scenario here for Blue Team.
Scenario.
You hate to see it. But hey, they got 4 minutes. Okay, they're going to have even Ubers for the most part. I mean, the crits will come up fast, but if they dry push here out, when they get their numbers, I mean, Blue can have an advantage. But they've got to be fast, and they need to not bleed. So they're smart here. Here they come out of left. Looks like they're going to re-aggress back into, again, I'm just going to call it Chapel. But they can't just sit in this house. You've put yourself in such a terrible spot.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to have worked out for them.
There goes Luca. Luca gets dropped from a snipe.
Push.
So this is a good push here coming from Blue, but they need to get picks. They need to keep their combo up.
Immediately, Orange goes down, taking that fight by himself. We've got Gumsy choosing to stick back as they slowly kind of trickle in. Oh, Hero Master manages to get his mini sentry down, unfortunately dying in the process. But that is there now.
This is looking like an effective push. If they lose their medic here, they've got to, I think this Heavy now just needs to commit to the point with this Demo Man, and they need to get 2 on here, but Heavy coming out for Red drops as well. This is, it's disjointed, but it's working. I think it might just get them A here if they stack the point a little bit.
Straight onto the point. Most of Red Team have already chosen just to fall back immediately. It seems they're letting them have the point. Not going to contest that. We've got Octo. Octo's still, again, just chilling by himself. He seems to know what he's doing. He's found a very cheeky little sightline there, peeking through the chapel door there.
Yeah, was Octo one of the map makers for this? He seems to have what's going on with everybody else. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Oh, Luca on his own there. Manages to escape. Blue Team seems to be trickling through pretty confidently here now. We're seeing them get a little more confident in their boots.
Yeah, I think this point will you'll have some of the same issues they had with the first point, but they just kind of have to gain their footing, figure out how to push through here safely. So this might be tough to get out of this room right now unless they get a cohesive push.
Fraz is going in for a play here. He's managed to get behind. Is he going to get the medic drop here?
Oh,
he just misses it. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I think a lot of these picks, I mean, that first point was one Rubber Mango, dropped the medic, and I think Blue's gonna have to play for another medic or a big pick from one of their pick classes because of how tough it is to push into a point like this when you just don't really know what's safe and what's not. So I think they're playing this smart. Sit back, poke a little bit, see what advantages they can give themselves.
Oh, we've got an Uber usage. We've got Uber on the Heavy and the Demos. They go in, but they force Red to use as well. They've got just a little exchange going on there. Blue's Uber has run out.
I saw a Heavy go halfway into the sky.
I also did notice. Iho unfortunately cornered. Loses. Oh, that's a cheeky little teleporter spot down there.
Yeah, and Blue after that Uber. I mean, unfortunately, again, they kind of blind push into that corner. There was a Pyro just waiting for them. They were never going to be able to get much done, and it's going to be another reset. But hopefully, at the very least, good intel gained from that push. They got a little bit of a sight line on what they're looking at, and maybe come back a little bit stronger in this next one. Soldier flanking right now onto the combo. He gets one rocket. Second splash might have been a little robbed by the geometry on that back wall. I thought it connected for splash, but Medic never went lower than about 110. I like that bomb attempt, though.
Medic Heavy and Pyro are choosing to stick on the right side. It's worked out for them on the first time, so will it work out for them again? It seems to be just an Uber build on both sides.
That Pyro pick on Glazer and the Heavy going down. Medic all alone, and he goes
down to Rubber.
Beautiful, beautiful play there. Just kind of feeling it out, sticking their feet in, and Octo might have to get a big pick on the Medic.
The Rubber Mango! Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, this is the prime opportunity for Blue to push in. They've dropped almost half the team there.
Yeah, I think Red, if they're smart here, they play back just a little bit, maybe try to get one more push in, but I don't think they're going to have it. I think they adjust and just get ready to hold inside the castle.
There we go. So, Gumsy choosing to jump out, but gets immediately met with an Uber.
But you know what? Good force, I will say. You know, no kills or anything like that, but getting the Uber force at least resets this fight coming into the castle.
Yeah, I think maybe my prediction might come true here. We've had
I think you're right on.
A fairly quick first 2 points. We've got Red. Oh, Blue has managed to flank around behind the Medic Heavy.
That was beautiful. That was
Luca kind of trapped though between the two. Gets gets taken.
I think a little bit of bad luck for Red and good luck for Blue that he just happened to take a nice flank route. But I think there's really no advantage to playing that forward when the point is so far back, right? So they really shouldn't have been doing that. But I love it. I love it at the same time.
A lot of people choosing to push in on the right side from Blue, but no one seems to be contesting them. They're kind of just dropping out. Red choosing the retreat instead of go in there.
Yeah, this is the right play by Blue here. Instead of trying to push right down the middle alley there where it's a choke point, take this high ground here where you really don't have any line of sight from the sniper or anything like that, and then, build up and see what you get out of it.
Oh, no. Orange got a reflect on Rubber. But that seems to be the only casualty Blue has suffered. Scout is just choosing to run away. That's Freddy.
Full Uber advantage here, and I gotta think Blue's coming in with an Uber right now. So let's see if they're ready for it. Demo spam them out in this corner. You gotta take advantage of this Uber ad right now. 30% on Red. Now here they come right now. So this is gonna be a big push. They're getting stuffed in this corner though. They need to get some picks.
Get as quickly as possible. The sentry does go down. A lot of people choosing they've got a dispenser behind that little thingy there. It's just a lot of feeding here.
Yeah, it's a chaotic push for sure, and I think this is going to end poorly with Blue. Medic finally goes down, a Heavy's in. It's just this Heavy. He's full HP. If he can get a pick on the Medic around this corner, I don't think he knows he's there, though.
I don't think he's aware, no.
If he had popped out at the last second, he probably had him, but tough to say. I'm a bird in the sky right now. It's easy for me to call that. And he does go down.
Fez getting in a little altercation with Octo there, but he does manage to escape. They still have got their spy behind red lines.
Yeah, this is a very interesting point of the map to fight, because Red, while I don't think they have a ton of motivation to push out, they really have backed themselves into a corner if you just play right on the point.
Yeah,
you're probably not going to see a ton of sniper here. Okay, Red, this is smart. I like this. Red kind of retaking this side room, and they're going to force Blue to either retake this room or go down main, but it looks like we have an Uber exchange, and it is getting absolutely stuffed into a bookshelf. I have never seen a more depressing Uber in my life. Let's see if they push out on this.
Yeah, no, at the minute, it's just the... Oh, no, Fraz goes in for the pick on the medic, unfortunately misses, but gets the headshot instead.
Both medics down.
Both medics down.
Wow, so that was a strange push. You're going to have some just pure offensive classes now duking it out for a little bit, seeing if any advantages, but I don't think anything's going to come of this.
This is interesting. Joey's choosing to flank completely by himself. He's still going for Soul, trying to get maybe that one kill.
I kind of like it. I kind of like a player, maybe a flank class or two on Red, just causing a little mayhem in the backlines because of how labyrinthian, I'll call this map, this endpoint is. You can really sow some discourse by just kind of just being a nuisance in the backline.
Going for some goofy plays. We do like to see them here. That is what we're all about.
Yeah, and you know what? This is a nice little spot. Blue is now trying a new spot, and I like them kind of mixing up the tactics. It looks like they're going to try and... Oh, I take that back. They're back in library.
Oh, they're going back around the right side. We've gotten everyone choosing to go back around this side. We've got Rubber Mango taking up the rear with Vado. There's no real commitment here, but at this point, what can they really do? They just need to kind of build on that Uber. They've got a level 3... Red have got a level 3 set up now.
Yeah, neither medics have really been building at all. They're both at, a slight advantage for Blue. No way they'll know that. Both medics went down. No. So this is going to... Who gets the first big pick here? Red might lose their sniper if he's not careful, and that would be an interesting intro pick. But again, sightlines are pretty rough for sniper on this last point, so it's... Wow, okay, Octo is getting so aggressive on Red. He's behind them, looking into library with his spy. Can he get a huge pick here? This is going to be big.
Cheeky. Unfortunately, they spot him. Doesn't get to get those picks.
This is, like I was saying, this is a really smart play. Red kind of splitting themselves up around Library and making Blue so uncomfortable inside this room.
Fraz went in for the pick, but just unfortunately took a swing and a miss.
And there's Sniper Duel going to Rubber Mango, and then he immediately does. Here comes an Uber push with the gloves running currently on. Wow, and there they go in 10 different directions into the
Red
air.
Immediately counters it. Unfortunately, Blue Heavy goes down.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, when your entire combo gets scattered into the sky in 4 different directions, your Uber is probably done, but
Probably
it was
not.
visually stunning. I like what they did.
Hey, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Exactly. It looks like Cheerio got very aggressive on demo there, but really, there's no penalty to doing that. So when, Blue's gonna set up so hard here. So I like the aggression from Red.
Freddy's still just chilling back in. No one has noticed him. Is he going to try and get the pick on the soldier there? He does. Oh, it's so close. But unfortunately, Blue's sending some support in for him. He's still kicking.
Mango just pulled a beautiful shot by Mango on Freddy, who was being a pest.
Yeah, Freddy keeps seeming to want to flank behind them, but to be honest, he's a loss that Red seems to be able to take at the minute because they've got such a strong defense going on here.
Yeah, this is being a bit of an awkward push. Looks like Pyros are able to stuff so hard. I think just having your skill running around is a good play.
Oh, little sniper v sniper there. Rubber Mango getting a headshot on Octo.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by Rubber Mango's play so far. I mean, I know he's a good sniper, but I was told Octo was very strong. I'm sure he is, but Mango holding his own and really swaying some of the fights for Blue Team, especially on both A and B. So good for him, playing very well.
What some tentative plays going on here. No one really wanting to commit to anything particularly, but at this point, they've tried out both their options. They're on the left side now. The right side hasn't worked out for them. I wonder if they're going to try and build Uber again, come from the left side.
I like the change of pace. They have Uber. Both teams are evil here on the Uber gun, and I like this because you start with high ground, jumping around this corner, and you maintain a lot better sight lines on the team that you're pushing into. So you don't even have to do a push. Let's see if they pop it right here quick. They do.
Yeah, there we go. Straight in with the Uber. Can they get the sentry down? With the Pyro going in and stuffing again, Orange Glazer then met with another Uber from Red Team.
There's an Uber spy in there too.
Everyone's Ubered. Everyone's flying around these high ceilings doing this scenically beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, and it's easier said than done again because these are tough. This is a tough point to push, but I think my complaint right now for Blue would be they're pushing with it almost seeming like a 5-man combo or so, and they are spreading their Uber to just about everybody, and they essentially have only about 2 or 3 seconds of protection on those players. I really think they need to cut that combo down to maybe just a heavy and a pyro, see if they can prolong the fight a little longer, and then win the fight after the Uber with 1 or 2 pick advantage.
I think potentially they're on the right tracks with this left side. The right side is, in my opinion at least, too secluded. These walls, they only have sort of 1 point, and as you said, with the higher ground,
Medic going down to stabs as well. Sorry, in the middle of that, just to point that out. So
no, absolutely.
They've completely lost their advantage here. With 55 seconds left, I don't know that they have time to build another one. They're going to have to go in.
That was so unfortunate. Stab's getting that shot off on Wrench. They're going to have to make some kind of a play, if any.
I think they need to... the only play I see here is you sack a soldier on this corner, try to get an Uber force, and then push in even afterwards. But this is going to be so hard. This is going to be so hard.
Very hard. Losing the engineer. Heavy's almost, 30 health. Is the soldier gonna? Oh, immediately met by Gumsy there.
Joey is also, for the record, he is solo holding the library on the left-hand side, just with the sticky trap in the door, and they don't need him. He's just sitting in that room.
It's a thankless but useful job.
It is. He's not going to have the DPM numbers at the end of this round, but his team will have known that he did his job.
Absolutely.
Octo also flanking at the moment.
Now. It's got to be now or never.
Here they come. They don't have an Uber to their name. And honestly, they're just going to get Uber pushed off.
Sentry,
Well, you called it. You called it, my friend.
Honestly,
I'm a Nostradamus over here. Never seen Paris in his life, and knew exactly what was going to come. But I think you were really dead on. This last point really just halts the flow or any momentum you have coming off of an aggressive B push, because it's just not only are there so many flank routes, but you have to go a very long distance. From even just your spawn. There's so much ground to cover, so many little flank routes, little hidey spots for Blue to sit in that you have to check around every corner. It just looks stressful to be offense here on C.
It did not look like it was an easy game for Blue at all in that. to be fair, you could see everything that they were trying to do. The right side push didn't work out for them. They changed up their strategy. It didn't work out for them there, but they were willing to adapt. They tried to change, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this time, and I've forgotten their names again, my bad, but Brew... What is their name again? Oh, that's embarrassing. Brew, yes, that is it. Brew Crew. It'll be interesting to see if the Brew Crew this time can put up the same defense.
Yeah, there's a nice little sticky trap right off the bat, getting a demo and a soldier. Well played. Yeah, so I will, just before this gets in, the saving grace here for Red Team on defense is that their offense was quite strong. This is a crit spy coming in, and I love the ingenuity. I don't love the execution. Oh,
wow, okay.
Yeah, who'd have known a crit spy pushing into a whole team wouldn't do that much?
Yeah, no, so we're seeing the complete opposite from the start of the other round, where both teams have not holding back from each other. Blue team immediately going straight in. Oh, we've got
forced here. A Pyro kind of just walked into the combo and got that done, but it looks like Blue's going to lose their medic. I don't know why Blue medic stayed in on that fight when it looked like they were just trying to get the force out. That's kind of that's the worst of both worlds you could do, but nonetheless, I mean, you're going to have medic goes down. What do I know? Both medics are dead. Who knows what's coming? Strategy. Why? Who needs strategy? Throw your crit spy in, and your Pyro walks into the combo and does it himself. It's all good.
And that's the beauty of Seasonalander, because we're going to see things like this constantly.
Yeah. But now we're getting, I don't know, numbers are about even right, 7 apiece. Combo is sitting in this house. We got a little Frontier Justice going on with the Engineers. Some revenge.
Oh, Freddy getting the flank round, but they seem to have pushed all of Red out. Seemingly no one's left to defend. So at this point, it's probably in their best interest just to fall back and get set up properly on B.
Yeah, that late medic pick.
Yeah, that was
huge. That solo power going down at the end of that fight. That was all it was. No heals, and they just pushed back in with their heals. Didn't really matter if there was an Uber or not. And let's see if Blue understands that they have an Uber advantage here. They should know, and they are playing very aggressively. Octo getting a big pick on Vado walking in, kind of clears up the flank routes. And let's see if Gumsy now, with no soldier counterpart, is aggressive for a bomb.
Did you see where Octo was just there? He was stood on top of a lamppost.
Yeah, Octo's got the spots, man. Octo he's everywhere.
Seems like
that's
Red
unfortunate too, because this is such a strong defensive point for Red Sniper, and he goes down so early. This is bad.
Immediately, yeah, no. Straight onto Blue with the Uber as well. Looks like that, yeah, no, Heavy's just going to go down immediately. We do have, oh, maybe not. Oh, we get the Uber. We get the Uber app from Red.
Smart play here. They've got to get a couple picks, and they've held. Blue's hubris gets the best of them. They tried to get really aggressive before they had the point, try to get some medic picks, and Red picked up the Uber at the last second, and you know how the tide turns so quickly. And that's a big deal now, because like I said, this seems like a really strong defensive sniper point, and now that they can reset, get a sentry up in this corner, Blue might have put themselves in a really tough spot here.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of those situations where maybe perhaps if they had just been a little more not as aggressive with their play there.
They just needed to play point. All they had to do was hit a solo Uber on that side, push them out of the point like they did, and then they just had to stack point. But they, just a little bit of over-aggression.
Don't think any of them actually saw that one coming.
No, and that is also a bleed kill on Gumsy. That's rare.
Ooh, you don't see that too often. Yeah, Blue mostly choosing to use this left side again. We've got a few people going around the right, mainly the Engineer and Spy, but most of us choosing to stick on the left side.
Octo getting another big pick on Rubber Mango, and that's going to open up a lot here for Blue to get aggressive. I don't know why their demo's in alone getting picked, though. That hurts. Octo, though, just kind of... They might just, you know, Octo, why don't you just slowly get 9 kills, and then we'll cap. Seems to be the plan, so we'll see how that works.
Orange consistently this game... Oh my gosh, and we got a Flying Pyro. Oh, unfortunate. Orange trying to go in for something, but getting absolutely denied by that level 2 right there.
I believe we're going to have an Uber exchange come in here. Yeah, unfortunately, Blue was in between if they wanted to commit to that, but Heavy got too low and they have to. And a good sap coming in on the Sentry and a beautiful combined bomb with the Soldier. And now we have just a single demo, and against this much, this might be hard to hold for Red. Medic goes down. Demo's 1v1 bottling a Spy. I think this is Blue's.
All right, there we go.
Barring a heroic effort from the Red demo here.
Yeah, Red. We've got Red Demo and... Oh, the Heavy seems to want to take on this fight. Oh, he actually gets the enemy Heavy.
Oh, and it was so close. Just being on the stopwatch timer, you know, it obviously adds an extra element that you wouldn't normally see in more casual play. But yeah, that is one of the elements of casual you have to... of competitive, you have to keep in mind, the
stopwatch. Yeah, no. I had honestly... admittedly completely forgotten.
I Honestly, I was acting all high and mighty there, like I knew it was coming. I didn't. I when it happened, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
I was at the beginning of the round. I was thinking, oh, I can't wait to see everyone play through the cathedral again. And then and then I was like, oh no, stopwatch.
But that was, you know what? I got to say, very impressed by both teams. For a map that they obviously have very limited map knowledge of, there was I saw a lot of good team coordination. There were some good timing on some spy sapping and some bombs. I would say the combo played really tight, and not every push was perfect, but they all seem to have purpose. And as long as your push has some purpose, it's like one of the old adages I remember was, you call your shot caller for your group, and you don't have to agree with what the shot caller says, but if everyone does what they say, whether it was the right decision or not, a cohesive team is so powerful.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it looked like both teams were doing a pretty good job at that, and I'd say successful rounds on both parts, even with one team taking the loss in that first map.
Yeah, it was certainly an interesting matchup. I'm very surprised that my prediction came true with that one. We're moving straight on to Arctic, which is our Koth map for this. This, again, is a map, as Jaybird earlier mentioned, that is used regularly in competitive. We believe it's still used in competitive, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Again, I'm an old man. I don't know. It's tough for me to tell when the maps I played are and were not. I don't know, still not played, but I do believe often. Oh, yes. Worm Tick. You're right. Okay, so yeah, this is the Worm Tick, the Arctic variant of Worm Tick.
We're on the polar opposite, so to speak.
Oh, way! Oh, my.
Yeah, but we'll just wait for our teams to fill in here. For predictions for this map, I mean, this is a very evenly split map. I mean, it's Koth. We've not got any giant, choky, weird defense points to push into. So this is obviously going to be a bit more about which team's more aggressive, which team has the strongest point control, And from what we've seen so far, I don't think I have that strong of a prediction. I mean, in the first round, we saw the blue team, which was at that point in time, again, my apologies for getting the names of the teams.
Team 2, Chili Chimps. Team 4,
Chili Chimps. Crew. That's correct. Chili Chimps initially taking that more tentative push, but they did eventually go in, and they got straight through the first 2 points with, not too much challenge, not too much difficulty, and obviously that last point was horrendous. But yeah, well, they were met with an immediate quick 2-point captures by the opposing team. So it'll be interesting to see on this one which team has the strongest attack.
Yeah, I think with this being a more classic Highlander map, I think what it's going to come down to is whose combo, whose pocket has the more, like we talked about before, the more cohesive calls, who's going to play off of their picks, who's going to call out the focus calls on players, things like that. There won't be as many disjointed fights. I think the sniper matchup will be incredibly important in this. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on Octo and Rubber, see who gets those early picks. And a lot of combined good time bombs by the soldiers will be important, because this is the kind of map where a lot of teams will hold behind the crates at certain times where they're building Uber, and you really have to be aware of how quickly a soldier can go from not in there to right on top of
right
you.
there. Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see who handles the kind of aggressive, kind of DM style plays better, and who can kind of capitalize on them.
Yeah. And both teams here have a slight more familiarity with this map, having both played them yesterday. So maybe we'll see some returning strategies. Maybe we'll see some new strategies.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's King of the Hill, right? Like King of the Hill, for the most part, it's not overly complicated. You're all pushing for this one thing. I'm curious to see after this mid fight, because mid fights are always chaos. There's nothing's established. But once one of the teams gets mid, how aggressively do they play forward? Because I do like a little bit of an aggressive hold on a map like this. With there are obviously established holds you'll have in higher levels of Highlander, things like that. I don't think we necessarily need to see this today. I think aggression will be will be rewarded once you have the point, if you can get picks with guys coming out of point. I think that's going to be big. So we'll see if they do decide to do that, or if they kind of just play cautiously, kind of in the banana on each side here or behind the crates.
Yeah. Well, we've got everyone in the servers right now, so we'll just wait for them to ready up. We've got everyone sort of forming a little circle here. A little pre-game fun.
Yeah, and so right now it'll be red is going to be the Chili Chimps, and blue will be the Brew Crew here. So no changes in roster or anything like that I can see. And hey, they're all warmed up. So let's. I'm ready for some air shots. I'm ready for some doubles, some triples, some pipes. I want to see some. I want to see some sniper streaks. I want to see it all.
I am very excited to see absolutely everything.
And what I would like to see too, I don't know.
Mm.
I didn't see a ton from the scouts in the combo in that last map, and I understand that it's a little bit, a little more disjointed. I wouldn't mind seeing taking a scout in on an Uber here or there to try to get an early pick on a pyro if you're an advantage and kind of rolling a team, because I feel like a lot of the Ubers that last map, they were a little messy and they were kind of decided by whose pyro stuffs them longer. So the teams need to kind of focus that pyro air blast early on in the fights in an Uber exchange, see if they can get the advantage that way.
Should be reading up soon, apparently.
Yeah, very impressed the level of play so far. I got to say, like, if I was just casually spectating this and I didn't know what level was, I'd be like, yeah, these teams, they're moving cohesively. They're playing well. It's been some fun Highlander thus far.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Both teams are very strong in and of their own ways.
And I'll be honest, I don't think on that last map, I don't think anybody was capping C. Like
no,
it looked like a tough point to capture. You just have to sacrifice so much to even get into that room. It's such a huge advantage to already be in there. I would have taken some very impressive offense too. So I think that it was a very, very close game. Could have gone either way.
Yeah.
There's our first ready up.
Almost there. We've got some some interesting little.
This is the longest I've ever used push to talk, and I'm using the mouse 4, I believe, and I'm literally getting a welt on my thumb.
Oh God!
I'm a voice activity guy.
I'll just keep my mic unmuted,
All right, here we are. Okay. We're rolling.
We're ready to go. Both teams rolling out. Well, it's always so exciting this first little bit.
Red team does seem to be coming out a little faster. I don't really know how. Maybe they were getting whipped. I didn't see that coming out.
I didn't see a whip. Blue team are first to touch the point. There we go. We got our demo straight on. We've got our red demo up in the left-hand corner, though.
And Akko getting an immediate pick. Then immediately going down to rubber. So that's a sniper for a demo kind of exchange there. This will be interesting. No inherent advantage here, I would say, right away apparent. Yeah, Spy going to go down for blue here as well. And red being smart here. They're getting aggressive on the point, and blue sniper is getting harassed by the scouts. So they should have time to walk up, and I think they commit to getting this point now. They're playing a little tentatively.
Both engineers have actually set up in the exact same format. We've got 2 dispensers right behind the crates, which is looking good for the rest of our team there. And we've got both medics just kind of chilling back, also hanging around the dispensers. No one quite choosing to commit. Oh, we got an Uber onto the point, though. We've got the demo and the heavy, but that pyro's coming right in. Unfortunately, goes down to Jono the heavy there.
Red really building slowly in comparison to blue there, but blue not able to take advantage of it, and they just completely misread where the red team was with that push. And now blue, honestly, I think they need to get aggressive, use their Uber advantage. Oh, and we've
got a bomb right in.
No, that's a regular Uber.
No, that's regular Uber. Oh, okay, blue soldier and scout choosing a... Oh no, both get dropped for it.
Wow, inexplicable drop there for red. There's really no excuse for that. They just... All they had to do was turn that corner and get aggressive on the combo. That was, poor decision to just stand there with that and wait until they got bombed.
I think
Look at all the originals on the point right now.
I've just noticed that. I think at this point, the best thing that blue can do is group up, because there's only a medic and a pyro sitting here, and if they stay there for too much longer, they're going to get picked off by this demo.
This is comical. I don't know what's going on. They just looked at each other and kind of just spammed nothing at each other. I was very strange. There didn't seem
to be any damage going in either direction, just some sort of, some evil glares.
Yeah, but full ad here for blue. Octo does get a pick on Hero Master, but that shouldn't change this fight. Their demo has not been a big part of their pushes. Yeah. They need to get aggressive. Big pick, stab on the critical beat there as well. Blue needs to go in.
Orange is just coming in. Orange is committed, forcing the Uber, and they've got to use it now. There's no
Orange might have done them a favor there, though. I don't know. They look like they were just never going to move out of that corner. So.
Orange kind of convincing them to push out a little bit, but they're going to be met. I mean, red now having that Uber ad.
Oh, they're still struggling to get this point. Their demo's sitting alone. They're going to get re-aggressed on here. Red actually had a chance. I think. Oh, Red had a chance to stop that from going out entirely. But I think this is just going to be a full, clean retake from Red.
There's only a mini sentry defending at this point.
Yeah, and right now, what you're seeing here is kind of exactly what I said. The aggressive team is the team that is being rewarded. They are just staying together in a little death ball and rolling right into the opposing team all at once, and it's just working. Being tentative on a map like this is just going to hurt you if you don't have an advantage.
Jono choosing to take that teleporter, but that puts him completely by himself. The rest of his team does manage to catch up. There is Freddy again with the just flanking behind everyone, getting a few shots off them, running away. I'm loving seeing that, and he dies for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is a full ad, and here's where I want to see Red get aggressive too. They know this combo's around this corner. There they go. So this is great. Send the pyro in early. I don't know how it's going to work, but I do love the approach. If they can just kill this blue. Oh, we have a Kritzkrieg on blue, but let's see if they can get out of this death tunnel. They've got it.
They've been pushed right down. Here. Medic managing to survive. The Red maintaining a very strong presence on point, though.
But if they can just get on the heavy could be devastating here. I think you do it. I think you turn this corner and pop this crits. Medic dies.
He drops! Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, they just
looks like it's just going to be an almost clean round for Red there.
This is a Medic is sitting with a solemn vow. He is going alone. What is going on?
No, this can't be how they lose the point. Oh my god, that's incredible. Blue's going to reclaim the point. Freddy's still behind everyone just there, but Red's managing to group up. We've got Orange.
It's all for charity. It's all for fun. But what the hell are you doing, Luca? Why are you... All you had to do was walk out with your engine and re-push. But hey, if he got a 3K with the Solemn Vow, he'd be a legend. So I love it.
Octo's peeking us again, peeking the little point again.
Yeah, Octo looks primed to get a pick here on the Soldier as he crosses this, or the Heavy, so this is going to be very dangerous.
I've actually not seen Octo and Rubber really have many 1v1s against each other. It's been pretty uncontested for Octo.
I would agree with that. I think it really comes down to the fact that both teams are either playing hyper-aggressive or hyper-passive, where the sightlines for Sniper just get really jumbled up. Here's the crits coming in on the demo, right on the Medic. Clean picks. Honestly, the demo only had to get one kill there. The Spy came in behind and did all sorts of work. Heavy getting the clean up.
Oh wow,
Wrangled level 2. Get a full clean team. Oh, the level 2 is shooting in.
With that cheeky headshot, he's managed to sneak around and under. He dies, but honestly, I'd say that was worth it. That was incredible.
Remember, Red has to cap this here or they lose, and it looks like they are going to get it. And they should aggress on the Soldier and get this final pick.
Yeah, no. The Pyro v Pyro at this point, it doesn't really matter. He's going to know immediately. Goes down to that level 2 right there, and Red reclaims the point.
Oh, my mistake there. I said Red would lose the cap.
Yeah.
Red would win, yes. Wow. Weird round. Weird round. Well, you said he didn't see Octo them getting a ton done. I kind of agreed with you, but he top scored. So
he did. He obviously got a lot done. And also, Freddy apparently with a 5 kill streak. I saw him flanking around, but I never actually saw much of what he was doing, but clearly he was doing something back there.
Yeah. So our apologies to the Snipers. They were doing work. No. Just kind of, I think it was kind of, a little behind the scenes here and there, but
yeah. Right, Red straight back in with that aggression. Point can't even be capped then, and they're immediately putting their presence there.
Yeah,
Octo going down to that backstab.
Yeah, it almost feels like Blue was told, hey, all the good teams hold in this corner, we should hold there, but they don't really seem to have an idea of where to go once they're in there. They're kind of poking on a point now. They get a nice reflect kill from Wrench, but they have the advantage. They should be pushing it a little bit.
We're seeing this little peeky in and out. Oh, and they use crits.
Beautiful.
Right in. They just completely sweep point with that. That was definitely a much better
coming on the Medic right now. Can he get this pick? He whiffs it, but the Medic's almost...
No!
Oh my... Woohoo!
It's so unfortunate. Gumsy going in for those little... He doesn't manage to get it, though, unfortunately.
And I ate my words a little bit there. I was criticizing Blue holding there, but they did act... No, they could not have timed it more perfectly. Almost too close, but they did bring that crits at the last second, so...
Octo again comes up against... A little 1v1 against the Spy there. Manages to ham him. It's just Gumsy chilling down there.
Just holding this top room, ham and rifle in hand. Yeah, both teams running crits. Interesting play with Red, knowing they're not going to get it as fast. So I guess they just wanted to, they felt the aggressive mindset was going to work for them. I mean, again, Octo is just sitting and just getting picks. They should have the full ad here to be able to just kind of push across this point. Yeah, let's see how quickly Soul Power gets this crits, because they can literally just do the exact same thing they did last play.
Wow,
but they're losing numbers.
Going into those plays. They crits used again. Oh, but Octo gets the headshot. Soul doesn't know what to do with it. Runs straight back to the Soldier, but it's not going to last much longer. Oh, and the counter crits. Oh my god.
Maybe overkill on that counter crits. Yeah. But I mean, the med did go down, and they'll build fast, so it's not the worst.
It's not too much of a problem. Red's managed to get themselves on the point now, so it's handed back over to them. We're pretty even on the times right now as well. Only
I gotta say, I mean, it wasn't, the push didn't really have a lot to do with them, but Octo just made so much space and got so many opening picks, and they were allowed to walk right across and slowly kind of take that over.
Yeah, no, that was a really great play from Octo there. We've got Blue coming back in again, grouping up, but just not quite willing to make any much of a a commitment. But then again, most of red is still maintaining that strong presence on this point.
I keep getting baited by this Frontier Justice shot in the sky, thinking a crit streak's been popped, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just the front. Yeah.
Lucapalooza is going to have his, not well before, but a little before
okay,
soul.
actually.
But yeah, he's got no one to use it on. They got to fall out, and the heavy...
Blue managing to push
just
back on again.
Dropped essentially, or okay, he did get headshot. Here comes the crits. Right now, it's on the demo. It's early. They've got to get this pyro. The medic goes down. A huge pick coming out here from Joey Cheerio, and I think this is going to result in kind of a slow bleed from Blue unless they are able to fall back and group back up.
I think Blue slightly just missed their opportunity there. There was a few moments there where red were holding back. They were preparing that crits, but that time on the point could have been the difference between it being theirs and not. Because now red are managing to get themselves right back onto it. Gumsy choosing to bomb over again actually gets Iho right there.
Play on the medic coming up from the spy right now, but he gets picked out early. Very nice awareness. And Blue back in their little ramp. And
yeah, there they are again. Seems to be their favorite spot at the moment.
Huge advantage, 60% ad right now for red. If they know that, and if they can play this safe, they can just drop on top of Blue's head.
Cheekily peeking around there. Again, Rubber Mango's choosing
They're coming right now with the crits. Yeah, they're coming around this corner. There goes the throw.
And there
this is going to be a decimation.
Soul's down. Yeah, no. And that's why we don't use those stairs.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can use them on equal Ubers, Uber advantage to set things up, but you can't use them without line of sight from somebody on your team telling you when the team's going to push across like that. That was that was the freest crit streak I've ever seen.
Sorry, I have to point out Octo's little spot again. He just knows all of these crazy little hidey holes for himself.
I thought he was stuck for a second. I thought he was about to get killed by that spout.
Oh, wow, okay. Vado choosing to bomb in, but gets immediately denied by everyone that's there. Oh, Joey Cheerio jumps right up, meets the skybox, and an early death. Again, Blue trying to make
Blue's last chance. They need to go in here before this crits comes up. That is their shot here. Soul Power going to go a little bit low here. This is big. They got to go right now and try to make this happen.
This is it. It's got to happen now, but again, red has maintained this constant presence on the point, and at the moment, yeah, they're fumbling around.
This is going to be crits versus crits. Med goes down. Big sniper rubber, and the crits comes onto the heavy. And just like that, one snipe can change around. And we're going to have a chance here. They get to set up their defense.
Right, there we go. So Blue has to keep this point now. They're going to have to maintain their presence.
They live here, and if they lose, it is over. I'd love to see them try to get a pick on Cheerio. Wow, they cannot stay away from their ramp more than 20 seconds or they get homesick. They are back in there.
They need to really stay on that point. I think that red has so far proved that they're capable of a push in with almost sort of no one there, and red's tendency just to go in. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, honestly.
They are using this ramp a little bit. They are using a little bit smart. They hold there, then they get a little line of sight push across the point where they want to, but they can't walk into Octo's sightline right now. This heavy's about to. Let's see if somebody goes down. It's going to be tight. They play it pretty smart.
Everyone grouping up around that dispenser. It could be one crits that could just end the blue team.
Oh, and there it is. The medic used down again, and I question a little bit of positioning from red there. There's no point in leaving Lucapalooza in a position where he can die.
Heavy gets pushed around the corner by an explosive there.
And Octo does get a pick on Blue Medic at the end there. And let's see which team without a medic plays this better and focuses targets more efficiently. It looks like red might let them have this. Soldier bombs on, gets a pick, goes down himself.
Goes down.
And here's the medic in the last second running in like a hero. This is going to be tight.
There's really no way I can see who's going to go. It's just one after the other. It's like one kill from blue, then one kill straight to red, then one back to blue. There we go. Heavy's down, and then this engineer.
They've got a chance. Rubber gets a huge pick onto the heavy at the last second. Get on the point.
They just need to get around the corner.
They get there. This is insane. I cannot believe how long this point is going. Sniper versus soldier. And they finally run out of steam.
The spy.
Oh, what a wild
There was I can't even process that. That was quite a lot of things happening. It was just one person on, one person on, one person on. No.
That was wild. And that makes it 2-0 here for Team Chili Chimps. Brew Crew's gonna have to. No, it's one more round coming up. Brew Crew's gonna have to pull something out here. And I think they can do it. Like, neither round has been definitive in my mind. Let's see if they can make the adjustments.
Blue immediately just going in with that aggression, but kind of being met with a fair amount of resistance, actually.
Yeah, and Octo has been dominating these early rounds, getting so many picks in this window. They need to pressure him out of there early in these, and he's already got 2 picks.
He's basically remained uncontested in this window. He does get flared, though.
And the spy
gets the backstab. Stab's managing to get behind again, but not really. Oh, no, sorry, that's my mistake. The scout had gone through to the other side. Red getting themselves on point. They will be.
Crits coming on for the soldier right now.
Oh my god,
it's
crits.
It's a little disjointed. I don't know how many picks are getting. The medic is. Oh, we missed by a millimeter.
Come on,
it's a soldier.
Crits. There it is. There's the counter.
Let's see if Gumsy can get a big pick on a heavy. Would be a big pick at this point. He's flanked behind, and he should die at some point.
Oh no!
Should die at some. There he goes.
There we go. Blue taking the point.
Yeah, you know, I will give credit where credit is due. Blue has... Oh, there goes the medic. I will finish that thought, though. Blue, up until that moment, they have played their crits pretty decently, where they have come in at the last second and kind of rolled across the point. But unfortunately, losing solar power right there is going to be tough.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, Red kind of not choosing to make any kind of a commitment here. Blue's sticking back with their dispenser corner. Unfortunately, Gumsy tries to go in, but is met with a lot of resistance from them.
But Gumsy's on an 8 kill streak right now. He's getting work. He's clearing a lot of space.
He's getting the work done. He is getting the work done.
And there should be a free point for Red here.
Looks pretty uncontested for them.
The big thing they just have to do here is if they don't have a medic pick, they need to not give any free kills to Blue. And that is... So this spot for Luca, it's been okay, and it's also been disastrous. With the crits advantage, I don't mind it, but they... As soon as they have it, they need to play off. You don't want to sit on the other side of that crate blindly waiting to get bombed on more than you have to. So it looks like they're going to come with the soldier crits right now. It misses the medic by a little bit, and it's getting reflected now.
Reflecting twice as well. Orange managing to actually save his teammates there.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Let's see what Orange
goes straight in.
He's set everybody on fire, but
unfortunately dies for it. But again, he's managed to push them enough that, you know, Red Team's getting those extra seconds on the clock right now.
Yeah, and you know what, really beautifully done there too. Gumsy, while that whole fight was going on, it didn't look like... I was wondering why Orange was pushing in, and I believe they had that call that Gumsy was coming in from the opposite side, and a really nice split, kind of a pronged attack there. Really paid off. Got some big picks. Let's see if Rubber can get a big pick. I want to see if Rubber can get a pick here. He's sitting behind his own house. He's got a good sightline on the combo. He could definitely get a demo pick here.
Is he aware? Oh, it's him and Octo right now, but unfortunately Octo does have a mini sentry backing him up.
It looks like
he's going to go in there. Oh, it's not looking good for Rubber.
No. Yeah, unfortunately, if a sniper is going to hold on that side, you need some flank support with you. Otherwise, you're going to get it collapsed on from the banana there. So
he's ended as quickly as it was started, unfortunately, for Rubber there. Gumsy choosing again to bomb him. He does actually get the engineer, takes the mini sentry down, which is quite interesting. Gumsy seems to be making a lot of these plays where he's just bombing by himself.
He is. He's on the combo right now. He's getting... Oh, beautiful play. He gets... I believe that was a little mini reflect air shot there from Jagged, and that's kind of infusing a little bit of confidence. Here comes the crit. This medic goes out immediately, but... Ooh, yeah, that pick immediately on the med. That's just how fast those things can turn like that.
Yeah, no. Some really interesting stuff. Again, we've got Fraz trying to get behind them. There's actually no sign of Blue anywhere near the point. Red have only got 30 seconds to keep it at this point, so...
Yeah, and Blue looking a little demoralized at this point, kind of getting a little split up, and I do... There's probably not time. There's no time for any more. I question why they didn't switch back to Uber at some point there, though.
No, I don't think they at this point don't have time for it.
No, the last push would have been the time when you knew that you were going up against crits. But well, let's see. This has been a weird map so far.
It really has. Again,
this is their final stand though.
Blue feeding in sort of one by one at this point, losing the scout again. But at this point, what have they got to lose?
Gumsy sitting on the high ground, Pyro holding this corner. Crits comes in for overkill. Beautifully played by Red too. I mean, it's
absolutely.
In a scenario like this, winning mid is so important, and I can't say that Blue played the mids worse. It was really just they didn't deal with Octo, and Octo kind of just popped off in those mid fights, and it was over from there.
Yeah, Octo managed to keep his one spot in that window pretty much every time I saw him. He was met with not very much resistance from that spot, and I think, I totally agree with you that they weren't necessarily the worst team. It's just how it played out. And Red
the way you deal with that is, I mean, you either mirror your position with your own sniper, or you really have to send a bomb on him right away. And unfortunately, they just bled a couple people into bad sight lines. And if you're going to play as passively as they were playing behind those crates, you really can't have anybody giving away free kills because you're relying on one big push to win you the fight. And when that push comes in and you're already down 3, put yourself in a tough spot.
Absolutely. So I think now, with that, where do we... So at the minute we'll just wait. We're going to get some interviews from both teams. I'm not sure if we have the people. Do you say we have the people we're getting in? Yep. Oh, they're coming now. Soul of Power.
Yeah.
And Vado. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing?
We're doing
Yeah.
a bit shaken up, if I'm being
Shaken
honest.
up.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
games. Honestly, those were.
sure.
I mean, they were both entertaining games to watch. I think it all looked competitive to me. Like from the spectator's view, I saw a lot of good things going on. So congrats to you guys.
Yeah.
That's very
Thank you.
kind of you. Thank you.
So
I mean it. I really mean it.
I want to kick us off with a quick question. I'll go through you one at a time. So Sol, from the Brew Crew perspective, how was the team? What was the what the comms like? How was everyone getting along?
So first day we were actually a lot more calm when it came to stuff. We were trying to be a lot more competitive when it came to it. Trying to call out where medic was, where spy was, joking here and there before and after the games. I would like to say it was more like competitive comms. A lot of us do throw out a lot of different things, but aside from that, it was slightly more competitive.
Did you notice that was there anyone sort of taking more of a natural lead in your team? Anyone that was sort of making the sort of main calling for you guys?
For day one, usually it flopped between me and my friend Bottle. We would swap and main calling when to push. Today, it was one of our ringers named Jono. He did try to main call.
Wonderful. And yeah, Vado, same question for you. How was it on the enemy team there? So this entire stream, I've constantly forgotten the name of your team, and it's been really embarrassing. And every time, I felt really bad. So how was it from the Chili Chimps perspective?
Oh wait, no, he's not from the Chili Chimps.
I'm sorry,
shoot,
I'm not from
sorry.
I'm from the same team.
You are... So not only do I insult your team, not only do I insult the team, I also insult the players. I'm so sorry. That is my apologies. Anyway, Jaber, do you have a question?
It's all right.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I last time we did this, it was two people from two different teams. So that's what I was.
Sure, Matt. Sure, yeah, that's good save.
You're fine.
You know what, Jaber, do you have any questions?
You know what, my question, photographer, you were on Soldier, I believe, right? So I guess my question, did you guys? Was there any kind of like flank talk at all between some of the side classes, or were you just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna go try to do something?
For the most part, at least on the first map, I was told to watch the flank, but unfortunately, I would say the other people on the other team were far better than me. So
I mean, that map had
attempting to do that.
That map
didn't
had
work
like 20 flanks, so that's a tough task. You could be watching one flank and then there's two people behind you through a different one.
The previous one, my instructions were to just like play with the demo for the most part, and then sack whenever necessary. I didn't get much of a chance to do that either. That pyro was on me every chance he got.
Yeah, those pyros are doing a lot of work. That was a lot of people were in the skybox against their will throughout, I'd say, the entirety of that competitive map.
It was wild.
Yeah, and again, I guess the whose call was it for Kritzkrieg? I'd say on the Koth map. Did you guys feel comfortable in that, or did you do it as kind of a response?
I'm sorry, I was expecting Sol to answer this. Sol was our med. I believe it was Jono who suggested that we do that because it was working. Yeah, swapping to crits, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we swapped to crits because when it came to Uber building, even if we have, I'll be honest, I was a bit late on the pull whenever I had to pop Uber. So we tried swapping it up with crits, and crits usually worked a lot better because we would be able to mow them down quicker. And it started to be like, it started to form into a crits v crits, and it's like, well, if they're using crits, we'll use crits, and if we get it before, we can wipe them out before they can get their crits and rinse and repeat.
Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes you just kind of get into a loop and you try to you're just like, you know what, we're just going with it. But you guys played it well. I mean, there was, like you said, a lot of times it came down to crits v crits, and sometimes it's just who gets the first kill in a crits v crits fight, and then it all just snowballs. But honestly, there were some big crits pushes by both teams that were exciting to see. So I think you guys fared very well in that respect.
And just one more question from me for you guys, actually. So at the beginning of the Paris, I actually made a prediction. And I'm very proud of myself for this one, actually. What we would see would be the first 2 points would be played pretty quickly, and we would have just a giant hold on the C point. From your perspective, sort of how did that go for you? Obviously, were you attacking first?
I think we were attacking first.
Yeah, you were attacking first.
Yeah,
You had to yeah, you had to push in to that red hold, and obviously they held it till the very end. How was that for you? Because we were just watching you go left side, right side, and we were. I personally don't think I would have been able to have pushed into that.
Yeah,
How?
it's a so when it comes to the first 2 points, there's more open air when it comes to flying grounds, so you can get on a lot easier.
Mm,
When it comes, there's a lot of different things you can do there. Second point also has that same thing. There's a lot of different entrance ways that you can go through. When it comes to last, it is built really tough. You have to go in straight ahead at them, and there's only few people that can get back there, like spy or
mm,
sniper trying to get a pick. And there's if you can notice in the during the match, heavy would actually do a head glitch there, and with
mm,
that you're able to shoot through and protect a majority of your heavy without taking that much spam. So it was
yeah.
good to just do that, and it would be a lot easier to hold than to push. We tried a lot of different things, and it just never seemed to work
Oh
out.
yeah, we could absolutely tell.
Yeah, no, you guys were literally doing everything you possibly could, and not once did it feel like it was a bad push. It was just like it's like you tried and just you just get outlasted because you have to use so many resources just to see the enemy team safely, and then by then you're already at a disadvantage. So it's tough. I'm curious if there is a really good way to push that. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Certainly not that we found.
Yeah.
You guys, your
Could've made
very
the best
first
of what they
push,
had.
I think, was your closest one, and I think it was could have gone one way or the other with a pick or two, and then after that, it was tough. I think they dug their feet in, and you guys were in a tough spot.
Yeah, they were definitely entrenched.
They were entrenched for sure.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you very much for that, guys. Yeah, you played really well. It was definitely a very fun match to watch. I know that myself and Jaybird had a very fun time commentating it. So, yeah, we thank you very much for your time, and yeah, well done, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, next up, we have Luca Palooza, our medic, and Octo, the sniper from Chili Chimp. There we go. Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing?
Riding the high of victory.
Yeah.
Riding the high, I love it. I love it.
That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so I think I'll ask the same question I asked the other guys. So I'll ask Luca first. So from your perspective, how were actually no, this question can go to both of you really, but how were comms? How was everyone sort of in the call? Was it, what was the kind of vibe with you guys?
I think definitely like we were a lot more coordinated. We were a lot more like we weren't just yelling and screaming. Well, we were, but like it wasn't just that. It was more actual communication to get the job done instead of just yelling spy and not telling where he is.
Yeah, I think yesterday's game was a great warm up in terms of team cohesion and the things that we need to communicate and how we need to communicate them.
Mhm.
So I think we were just more efficient at doing that in comms this time around, and it was a good, efficient environment in terms
Yeah, I
of
think
getting those calls out.
me and
calls
Matt
out.
definitely made note of that the entire time, that it was just everything looked, even for failed pushes and stuff like that, both teams looked like they, had an idea of what they were doing. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, no. I have a we noticed this a few times, Octo. When you were playing, especially on Paris, you have the most interesting sniper sightlines. Like we were theorizing that you maybe helped make the map. you were standing on some like lampposts and things that I wouldn't have even thought of. And I just wanted to say that I thought those were very interesting.
You have to be creative when it comes to that map. The sight lines are so torturous for a sniper that you need to just like force some odd ones to be able to even have a decent sight at your enemy without it being in a terrible choke.
Yeah,
I can speak from
Especially-
experience in Highlander sniping, and 50% of Highlander sniping is just finding the wacky sight line, like just finding
Yeah.
the spot no one's looking at, and then you just kind of have free reign for like 5 shots, and then you mix it up next time. But you did
Right.
a fantastic job with that. I think when you were, especially in Arctic, when you were uncontested, you were deciding fights, and we both noted that it was kind of just when you were able to sit in that window or just kind of look straight across points, and you didn't have a soldier on you or a spy or a scout, it seemed like every time the other team wanted to make a push, they were down 2 or 3. And that was, in my opinion, that was the difference maker, especially with both teams running crits.
It was nice. It was really nice. You know, if I was forced to adjust and go to a different sightline, I would. But the fact that I didn't receive as much, I guess, aggression and wasn't urged that much to leave that spot. It's a great spot. I see the entire other team, and I can be aggressive or defensive from that same spot. So it's very versatile. And if no one was going to push me out, then I'm setting up camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You were up there doing work. And yeah, I mean, I noted a couple times, I'm like, man, they've got to get a soldier up there, or they got to Sam Rubber Mango up to like get a sightline on you. But it seemed like on Arctic as well, both snipers were kind of, I didn't see a ton of sniper fights. It seemed like you were both kind of just doing your own things, but you were just having a lot more success in the sightlines you were able to work.
The thing I noticed, I mean, if I'm killing the enemy team faster than the other sniper is killing the enemy team, then I don't really need to take a sniper fight. Is kind of how I how I see it.
I will say,
yeah.
it definitely took a lot of pressure off me, because like something we were worried about going in was making sure I would be able to buff Octo for the sniper fight, because like yesterday, since Pulper was running Sydney Sleeper, we weren't really considered a sniper fight. So we're like, okay,
sorry, that's the sniper main in me just shuddered. That's
well, like I can respect the idea, because he was trying to be a more like supportive sniper, which it did work out for him, so I'll give him that. But we weren't worried. But today, like, we knew going in that there was a good possibility that there might be something, but it didn't seem like there was. So it took a lot of pressure off me on trying to keep everyone alive.
Their sniper was good. They we had our fair share of trades when we did fight. So
yeah, no, you know what? The first map, it did seem like it was, you guys were kind of trading shots against each other. But I really think, what changed that second map was the fact that, like you said, you didn't need to worry about him because the picks were just in front of you, and he wasn't really putting himself in a position to contest you, and no one else really challenging you either. So that's just how it works sometimes. When the sniper's executing and you're not doing anything about it, you're gonna have a bad time in Highlander.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think we're more or less ready to wrap up there. So thank you very much, Octo. Thank you, Luca. And again, congratulations on the win.
Congrats, guys.
Very well deserved. We very much enjoyed watching. It's an absolutely great time. So thank you
Thanks
very much
for having us.
Yeah.
There they go. Right. So I think we're going to yeah. So we're going to lead into a little break for a minute here. And I think you said, what time was that? Sorry, 5:50 p.m. EST. Before we do that, though, I would like to just read out. We've had a few donations that have come through whilst we've been gaming here. So we have $20 here from the one and only Mr. J Bird himself.
Well, that's me.
Good luck to everyone participating, and thanks to everyone who makes this possible. Very
could have been a Jaybird. Could have been a very generous Jaybird imposter. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was. We have a $20 from Mr. Nuts with no message, and we have a $20 from Shetz, who says, "Always here to support charities, and hope it's a great game for both teams. Stabs is a friggin' god, and then in all caps, monkey." So thank you very much for that, Shetz. And yes, another reminder that the charity that we are raising for is Sarcoma Foundation of America. The goal is $1,000. We're over a quarter of the way there now, which is super awesome. So thank you to everyone that has donated, or if you're even thinking about donating, or just watching the stream. Thank you so much. The support is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, coming up to halfway. Honestly, we're less than $100 away from 500. So I mean, if obviously if you have the funds available, it's a lovely cause, and it's one of the beautiful things that I always find about the TF2 community is things like this just pop up, big or small, and there's always a great cause behind it, and people just come out of the woodwork to support it and be a part of it. So if you're able to be a part of that, I think this is what makes TF2 bigger than its maybe some of its smaller faults at the moment. But this is always just a beautiful aspect of the community. Makes me very proud to be here.
Absolutely. Just before we leave, I will give you a quick reminder that the teams that will be up next will be teams 1 and 3, who are... God, I've been so good at the names this entire time. It's been like my
That
My
is
pride,
Team
isn't it?
Evil against Team Goofy Goobers.
Team Evil and Team Goofy Goobers. So they will be up after the break. So we'll see you guys in a little. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the second round of Seasonalander. We will have our finalists, our teams playing for second and first place. Before we get into the rosters for the next rounds, we have a few more donations that have come in during the break. So if Jaybird, if you would like to read some of those out for us.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll roll this in a second. But first, we got Purple with $20. Wish I could have participated for this event, but I can at least still help somehow. Thanks to everyone who both helped put on such a great event as well as supported a great cause. Thank you, Purple. From Critical Beef, we've got $20 and no message. And from our beloved caster, Matt, we have $10, little heart. So thank you. Thank you, everyone donating. Keep on donating. It's open. It's good to go. Amazing cause. Yeah, Matt, why don't we intro a little bit of our rosters coming up in this grand finale?
Let's do it. So, on attack, first of all, we have Team Evil. They consist of, I can see the teams are starting to ready up a little bit. We've got on Scout, Jam Point. On Soldier, we have Steg. On Pyro, we have Unusual Sandwich. On Demo, we have Joely. On Heavy, we have Bacon Ultimate. On NG, we have the average free-to-play. On Medic, we have That One Gamer Lad. On Sniper, we have Pulper. And on Spy, we have General Alias.
All right, so that brings us to the team on defense right now, and that is going to be the Goofy Goobers. On Scout, we got Brickiest Brick, Soldier, Wheezy TF. Pyro is Great Blue. The Demo Man will be Richter Overtime. On Heavy is Crom. Engineer is The What 89. Medic is Requiem. Sniper is Brad's. And on Spy, we've got Cool Stuff. So should be a good match tonight. Again, these are our two winners from yesterday. So this plays out to be a pretty competitive match, and it'll be nice to kind of see how they take on these maps after watching our two teams from the runner-up bracket go at it. But I'm expecting good gameplay today here, Matt.
Yeah, I am expecting some very interesting gameplay. So, Goofy Goobers, we've got a tiny bit of a YouTuber team going on. You may recognize some of the names, a few big names like Richter Overtime, even Brickiest Brick, some really cool content creators. It'll be interesting. I honestly am not sure whether or not they're going to choose to be more sort of competitive, lean towards, taking it more seriously, or if they're, I'm watching them all sort of stand in a line and laugh at each other. I don't know if they're going to be a bit more goofy, as their name might suggest.
I mean, they got here, right? So they had to win already.
Yeah.
They clearly took it. I think if this comes down to a tiebreaker, whichever team has the most combined YouTube subscribers gets the win. I think that's the only way to settle it.
Might be a little bit biased.
No, I think that's a totally fair and even way of deciding. Or how about most subscribers loses? Is that better?
Again, it might be a little biased to one side.
I would say that's a little bit biased.
I don't know.
Hey,
there could be
content creators.
But and then on Team One again, a few familiar names you might recognize there. Average free to play. I've seen on Twitter a few times. One of my good friends, when That One Gamer Lad is in there playing Medic. Pulp, General Alias, I've had the pleasure playing with before. Very cool people.
I'm pretty sure, and I think I saw Joely has a golden frying pan, if I'm not mistaken. So if I don't see at least one golden frying pan, probably a community sparkle golden frying pan. If I don't see at least one golden frying pan in the kill feed, I don't care what the results are of this game. Joely's team will have lost, because that is why have that if you're not going to go around killing everyone with it? So I need to see a Crits Create golden frying pan.
Absolutely. So we're immediately back on Paris again. So I'm going to stick with my prediction.
Very bold.
We're going to go. This is going to go very similarly to the first game we saw today.
I am going to contradict you. And
okay.
I don't even have faith in my contradiction. I just want to be a bit of a contrarian here. But here I go. I am going to say here that Team Evil steamrolls, maybe not through I think they confidently end up taking A. And I think they're going to steamroll so hard into B. And this is going off of nothing. I don't know any of the skill. I just think they're going to have a really strong push. And I think the way to do this is you take B and you just confidently stride into last and play your numbers advantage before they can set up. That's a lot to ask, but that is my bold prediction.
I think that you're right in that's the way that they should play it. But what'll be interesting to see is if that's actually how they play it. Because that is fair. These teams, again, I don't think they played this map yesterday. So whether or not they've actually practiced on it or had any kind of experience on it before, maybe
the only advantage they'll have is if they watch those first games. Yeah,
we are readying up now. Both teams have chosen to start, we have all of red team walking outwards.
It'll be interesting to see too. Again, the Uber charges. I'm curious what metagames we're going to run. We saw a defensive Kritzkrieg.
We did
last game, which, listen, you do you. Probably not what I would recommend on a map like this, where you can really kite things out and play your advantages. But we'll see. We're seeing. I see a normal Uber charge from red.
We do
off
have
the rip.
normal on both. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I expected. And also, I'm curious to see. It's nothing sneaky about these sticky traps from Richter here. He just
he's
throwing
being
them
loud
at the front.
and proud with them.
Yeah, I dare you to walk out. Does he know there is a door on the far left side? That'll be interesting.
Does he know? It seems like.
Oh, we got Paulper on the Sydney Sleeper. As a sniper main, I am contractually obligated to scoff at that. But if he starts doing work, I will eat my words.
General Alias has just made his way immediately out. He's going straight back. He's kind of caught between the heavy and the soldier there, though, unfortunately. Yeah, we've got, again, right, straight in. These guys are not holding back on their offensive here. They all seem to be taking the left side, which is how we saw the first round begin.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more passive, I will say, from Red. Red holding this courtyard. Their sniper literally as far back as he possibly can be. It'll be interesting if Blue notices that and sends a spy or a scout, because the flank is completely open all the way to that, basically to the point. You could even
pretty much
send a scout back there and put some point pressure. Honestly, not a bad idea.
But you know what? And I am
and I am now watching Jam Point here walk on that right side with a spy. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Call me a genius.
Really confident push from them. They've not held back. They've applied amazing continuous pressure on Red, actually, and just Red just taken it.
As we say that, Brickiest Brick walks into the flank room and double fans Force of Nature's two people. 4 shots total, 2 dead people. So maybe there was a flaw to the play.
It's maybe a tad. Demo goes flying. Richter even, going down to that scout there.
And again, with the way Blue's playing this, probably should have sent some sack waves in if that's the way we go. Oh, wow, a really early Uber push, and it didn't look like Stegart was even ready for that push to happen.
At that point.
Yeah, this Uber will be done by the time they get to the combo. Let's see if Red wants to push some aggression off of this or just play their comfortable advantage.
They do have a sentry set up in that corner. Oh my god, but Stegart is flying into the skybox again.
It was enough to get the Uber out, though. So
it did it,
yeah.
They did manage to force it, so it's over now. Can we see any kind of an aggression from... They're a little scattered, but maybe if they can get up behind this wall and regroup, they could push forward through this.
Yeah, they will have a slight advantage here. They're at 50%, and Red here is at 15. So if they know that, they could build here and try to get a confident push.
Yeah, no.
But really not much building to be seen.
Unusual Sandwich actually just blocked the flank route there. Richter and Wheezy were planning to take it.
Here comes Blue. They're walking over stairs out of that courtyard. They know Red's situated in this little cubby on the left-hand side. This could be a big play. Their Uber's going to be up. They need to just play a little passive until they get that. Then they can full aggress. Let's see if the spy play onto the Heavy comes in a second here. Heavy goes down. He's making a play, gets an NG. And oh no, they lose everybody except the demo that they had pocketed into this Uber.
Oh no, Jolly gets pushed in. Gets separated from his medic there. That's really unfortunate. A waste of Uber there.
Yeah, and Red Medic went down to 12 HP in that fight. Just did not die. Shredquim, tremendous play. And it's, wow, it's going to be another...
General Alias going in for the stab. Gets Richter and gets Brad's there on Sniper.
Big picks. That should open up the flank route for them. I would like to see a push on this flank with the whole combo now. Honestly, I think that is the way to do this. They have to overpower. Brickiest Brick is just sitting there with Force of Nature. I think they can overwhelm him.
They can absolutely. There's a little scout v scout going on there between Brickiest Brick. Unfortunately, the Pyro joins in and Jam Point loses himself there. At this point, a coordinated push could help them, but they're losing time as obviously their sniper is going to be respawned and going to be back there ASAP.
And I guess I also missed that one gamer lad dying somewhere there. He has 0% charge. They are now going through the flank, but this is, again, they're in a tough spot. I don't know what happened there, so...
Yeah, no, not quite taking the opportunities that have been handed to them, but at this point they're working with what they got. A few opting to go around the flank route here. We've got Bacon just peeking around, trying to take out that sentry from afar with the Tomislav. Unfortunately, sentry gets wrangled, so he's not going to be able to do it right now.
Paulper has a big sightline right now, crossing courtyard into the back point, and it's the flank is trying to make some headway around the corner there, but really just Red has done a really nice job at not putting themselves in any terrible spots of getting picked off, and really just playing into their advantages. A big pick though on Crom, so that's a heavy down, and the Uber is with a banner as well.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be big. If they get the med, this turns a tide again and resets this fight.
Yeah, leaving the heavy there, obviously going for the med. Forcing the spy to leave the point. Unfortunately, there's going to be no sneaking around for them. Pulp is kind of uncontested on his sideline here. He did just get flared.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, what we're seeing right now is unfortunately the Sydney Sleeper. It's a good weapon, but it has in Highlander. There's a reason no one runs it, and so you can't kill overhealed. You really have trouble killing overhealed power classes. It might be good against snipers, but he's just going to get no picks right now, unfortunately, playing alone. He needs to play off his team and try to get people Gerardi'd, but unfortunately, if it's not, it's a tough map to play off of that aggression.
Yeah. Wheezy and Brickiest here choosing the kind of peek around the flank, just being a little cheeky. They're not really committing to anything particularly, but the usual sandwiches come around, forcing Wheezy to leave. Brads.
Wow, and Brads, yeah, what a spot.
Yeah.
Sitting on that balcony, catching people coming around the corner. That was really nice.
Nice little headshot as a reward for him. Pulp is having to retreat from his spot there. Again, yeah, as you say, needs to play off his team a little bit more when he's using the Sydney Sleeper. Chooses to retreat, runs into... Oh, no, never mind. General Atos gets the backstab on the demo.
Yeah, that's 3 down right now, including the enemy sniper. Here comes Blue getting very aggressive. They're going to have Uber in a second. They need to have a... Oh,
there it goes, there it goes.
It's not terrible. And here comes the
counted.
exchange. Yeah, they need to kite this Uber out, and so far, so good. Just as
They've
heavy
got the
as...
sentry, they've got their scout, they've got their spy on the point. That is what matters at this point. The heavy's distracted, obviously, with the other Uber.
Oh, Evil Lad is now... Gamer Lad is trapped in... I didn't even know that was a part of the map until I saw him die inside of it.
Very unfortunate, but now it looks like Requiem's going to get trapped as well by average free-to-play.
Yeah, it's kind of just Demo Soldier and level 1 Sentry holding point right now, but there's unfortunately no
Jam Point's
contest.
running straight to B. Is anyone going to see him? Is he going to try and cap it?
This heavy coming in is going to be big, yeah.
Okay, yeah, they have seen him. He chooses to retreat. That could have been pretty interesting to see what he would have done there.
Yeah, and I think they've got this. Stegart did a great job of getting aggressive on Soldier and holding inside and kind of cutting off there, but they've got to get to point. Oh, sorry, they've capped point. What am I saying?
Yeah, no, they've capped A.
Fine, okay. You know what? Good job, boys. I'm paying attention.
Brad's actually done a pretty good job there. Sorry, not Brad's, my mistake. Jam Point, he's done a pretty good job there because he's actually kind of forced Red Team to stay back there. They've got to deal with him. He's not actually going in for a kill. He's just keeping them there. Keeping their Pyro distracted.
I will say, I saw a Frying Pan pop in the kill feed. I got excited, but it was just a normal load sniper Frying Pan.
We've got a fairly scattered blue team attack here going on. We've got at least the scout, sniper, and spy on right side, but then the rest of the team choosing to take middle to left.
Red is down 3 right now. Pyro, Demo, and Scout. Demo just coming up now. Heavy going down, and Medic. This has been a full push of people just kind of seemingly winning their 1 or 2
go,
runs.
like that. They need to play point because unfortunately this is where we saw the blue team last time lose out on a quicker cap because they started playing offensively.
Well, Richter is the last breath here. They get an Uber Force at the very least, so while I doubt they're going to hold this point, that will at least reset this and stop the snowball, I think.
Yeah, no.
Brickiest Brick is on the outside of the map, and he finally dies, but...
There we go. So it looks like they're going to take point B. So we get exactly to where we thought we would be. We're back to point C. We can see they're all retreating immediately, so it'd be interesting to see what their setup's going to be.
Magic is caught out by Stegart, and he gets a big loss. Wow, what a big pick. Great aggression from Stegart.
That was incredible. He looks like but the medic's there to pick him up as well.
But this is exactly what blue team needs. They need to play this. They don't have Uber yet. I want to see them play this. They're playing this smart. I think they're going to play their Uber advantage. I don't know. They're just walking in. They don't even need it.
Stroll on in like that. That's incredible. They're meeting a tiny bit of resistance, but they've just, as we said, they've kind of come in.
They have thrown it away. Though. Yeah, this was. I don't like that. I don't like that decision. They had the advantage. They had the snowball. They had it ready to go. They just had to play the Uber. And now look at this. Now Red is going to be able to dig their feet in. We saw how dangerous that could be. Let's see if they can. Yeah, let's see if Blue can regain their composure. They did a good job. A was looking bad. I didn't know if they were going to get past, and they just all of a sudden rolled it through. Let's see if they can do that again here and just kind of find their footing, come here with a plan.
Absolutely. It was a really confident B point as well. They pretty much rolled through it. It's actually exactly as we predicted. And it'll be very, very interesting. I wonder if these teams will have actually watched the first 2 teams to kind of pick up any notes. Oh my god, Stag taking to the skies there. Those high sky boxes making his death way more majestic.
Yeah, I like what Blue's doing here. They are pretty much, I mean, Red is doing a little bit of a job of kind of holding Library for a bit there. Wow, 2 big stabs from General Alias there, getting the medic as well as one of them, and they're going to roll off that. Let's see it, but here's Red Spy coming right back in and cool stuff and kind of equalizing this. There's a lot of time on point.
That's a lot. Jolie could theoretically actually take down this heavy. Oh, unfortunately dies to the heavy, but if they could win this...
Joelle survived. I don't know. He was on 45 HP with a soldier and a sniper looking at him. That is a miracle.
The fact he survived as long as he did was a miracle. Unfortunately, just that one heavy Crom there managing to block their attack. And
not all lost here from Blue, as Gamerlad got out with his Uber charge. So good on him to see that fight was maybe falling apart. And they have a full ad. I like their chances. Let's see if they can get an intro pick here from Paul Purr before they go in.
It seems like they might just be preparing. We've got General Alias going around behind. Doesn't seem like anyone's aware. Ricky's Brick was just standing there and catches him out. Okay.
Here comes the Uber right now. Popped onto the heavy. They're going to walk cross point. They are getting absolutely stuffed by this level 2, though.
Going straight for the sentry. Oh, but he uses the Rescue Ranger on it. Interesting. He's going to be able to set it back up again. Evil Bacon is just going to get taken out like that. His name's just Bacon. His tag is evil.
I think that makes him Evil Bacon. I think that he is turned to that side for at least the day.
He might be. Gamerlad actually manages to make it out again, which means they don't entirely lose out on too much. Bricky's Brick is just behind. He's
playing the pest, yeah.
He really, really is. And this is exactly what we saw from Freddy in the first round as well.
Yeah. And I wonder, so both fights there 2 in a row, Gamerlad, it's one of those classic meta conundrums. Did you get out because you played smart, or did you get out because you played too passively? And I wonder with that push if that had any effect. It's tough to say.
Yeah, it's really not easy to see which one it was. I think it may have actually been a little bit of both.
And what a depressing sight. Paul Purr turns that corner, full charge headshots their heavy, and does what, like 190 damage?
Yeah.
Like just it breaks my heart as a sniper.
We've got a lot pushing on the point at the minute. Lots of activity from Blue, kind of just forcing themselves on. They're actually so close, but the Uber gets used by Red Team, forcing them back. Galen doesn't have the Uber to match.
Yeah, the heavy meta combo can re-aggress here.
Can get on point.
Be a free count.
Hold on, there we go.
Wow,
just
that was
like that. Look at how quickly it can change.
Yeah, and I will say, it looked like that was going to be okay, but unfortunately, the Uber Pyro at the end there, he had a lot of picks in front of him, but as that Uber Pyro, you're great at stuffing picks, but when he came down to it, he couldn't finish the kill in the heavy, and then they kind of just bled in after that. So there we go. It's possible. It is doable. That last point can be cracked.
Paris is conquerable. It's finally been confirmed.
It's finally been done. Paris has fallen.
I'm really happy, actually, because that now means we get to see the Blue team have to make this push as well, because they played very well on defense. They chose more from our previous games. It seemed to be more of a passive defense, though. They were very willing to feed backwards if they needed to.
Yeah, I think the shining star really was Brickiest Brick and Brad's were doing a really good job at holding that flank. And really, that is probably one of the more powerful push areas if you could take control of that in offense. So the fact that they never really allowed them to come through there really stalled them out. What made the difference in the end, honestly, was just, again, it was kind of a slow, methodical push from Blue did it, and then just kind of trading picks before they were able to roll towards the point.
Absolutely no resistance from Red on this immediate let out of spawn. They're all choosing to stay a little further back this time, letting the Goobers push out a little bit. There is
Stegart doing a great job on the flank, though, just kind of denying the sniper and keeping sight lines nice and clear for his team.
Goobers seem to be a little more hesitant, but they are sticking together, which will do them a favor. We've got their medic does have Uber.
Oh, almost a big air shot. Sorry.
There goes. No. We've got an Uber use as well. There's no medic to back up the heavy, though. They're going to go straight in for that sentry gun. They are able to take it down. In for the engineer as well. This heavy is on 11 health, gets taken down.
Yeah, Gamerlad playing an interesting tactic there, kind of letting his sentry play in the corner and playing in that little underneath courtyard, and then re-aggressing when everything played out. And you know what? I will say, really nice job. I think their plan there was bait an aggressive push into that corner, and then just kind of let it run dry while your combo plays somewhere else, and then just re-push.
And it worked out well for them, actually, because it was looking pretty dire in this corner, but actually, when they were able to defend the other routes, Blue hasn't been able to push through yet.
Yeah, and you know what? Just not many people died in that entire, for either team, really. The push just kind of fizzled, and then both teams just kind of reset. So
Red only lost 2 players, and that worked out well for them.
Right now, GamerLad is kind of playing alone on the flank with a demo and a scout. This is a dangerous position if a spy is creeping around behind too. This will be interesting. Let's see if he goes for the sniper. He's going for the sniper though.
Going for Paul.
He has been spotted.
He has been spotted. We've got a little firefighting going on right back at the spawn again. Great Blue was looking for someone. Couldn't find him.
Red Medic completely disconnected and not healing anybody right now, Loud. He's now on a pyro, but there's a big chunk there where he's kind of just running around. Now he's disconnected yet again. This is interesting. A soldier's going to be on him in a second. He gets peed on, though.
Wheezy versus Holper here. It's the soldier versus the piss sniper.
They both just kind of faded away. Like, they're both like, you know what? I don't want to fight this anymore.
No,
yeah.
Why
do we fight?
There's no point. Oh, geez, Steg almost cratering there, making it away with 3 health. Doesn't get seen by Brickiest Brick. Could have easily taken that kill, but he just doesn't see him.
Yeah, a bit of tunnel vision from Brickiest Brick there. I gotta get to the point. I don't care.
Immediately dies to the sentry down there. Also,
yeah, I gotta shout out Stegart. He dies there, but he's doing a great job of just pestering this team. Every time it looks like Blue wants to do a coordinated push, Stegart will just be in their face, putting damage and pressure on them.
Yeah.
But here comes, 100% on both teams. Blue has this corner pretty comfortably held. I mean, they know the risk to the sniper is not to their heavy or their power classes, so they can play this aggressive on the corner.
Yeah.
This push needs to come in soon, though. I mean, they do have to...
They do need to make a commitment at some point, but at the minute... Oh my god, that flare on the Brad's unfortunately pushing him back. At the minute they kind of go... There's the Uber. There it is.
Should get a demo pick at the very least here.
Yeah, they get the demo pick, but they're met with the red Uber. And it's kind of just a little bit of a twiddling our thumbs one.
Yeah, this heavy leftover might get a pick or two. No, unfortunately goes
pushed
down.
Into the corner.
Yeah, Red just doing, again, just kind of playing a game of attrition on these Uber pushes, and they have the ability to kite them when you're on defense. Spy getting the medic, though. I saw him sneaking in, and GamerLad goes down. So we should have full Uber advantage here for Blue Team when he comes back up. So they need to build. You need to sit back right now on medic, and you just need to build.
Here comes Shrekrum, he's called himself now.
And also, there is is that a buff banner or is that a conch? It's some kind of horn was blown. Conch, okay.
Conch, yeah. Oh! Steg went to jump in and immediately actually died crated.
But he did do his job. He just kind of annoyed everybody and put out good damage.
And he's doing a really good job at that as well. It seems to be his thing at the minute. Again, with not seeing much of a commitment, but at this point, what can they really do? It's just a question of waiting for that Uber.
Yeah, Requiem again. They went from having a full, probably a 20 or 30% ad. It's dwindled already. It's 20-ish, but that's so hard to push off of when you're in the heat of battle, knowing you have that anymore. So I worry they don't even realize they have an advantage at this point.
I think at this point they probably don't realize he is at 82, but it doesn't seem like they're going to actually know that. At the minute, they're just kind of spamming at this corner still. It seems to be the focal point for them, which, again, if Red's team was to if their plan was to kind of just distract and scare them, it's working.
Yeah, I think they are just kind of splitting their attention. We got a pick. That's a sniper pick. Brad's takes it. So this has to be the moment. They've got to establish where this level 3 is early. They do. It's about to go down to a scout. Ooh, close. Uber's push around this corner. This should be a successful
Scout
push,
onto the point. They are going to get met. Will the spy try and make a play? Oh, he does get caught out, unfortunately. Straight all onto the point, met with the red Uber, who seems to be actually not focusing the point very much.
No, and I gotta say, they Ubered their pyro in that fight, but instead of just killing people with fire against non-Uber players, he air blasted the entire combo away from danger.
Yeah.
And kind of... It's like he kited the Uber for Blue Team there, so unfortunately, that was not the right play from that.
And then A goes to the Blue Team. So what they really need here, what we've seen, a tried and true method, is just keeping up that pressure, not giving them that time to get set up and get comfortable.
Yeah,
if they can manage
to is getting aggressive here. He saw the combo holding in house. I think he called that out, but he's now going to take a 1v1 against a scout.
Going to get met by the pyro though. He wasn't expecting that. To try and retreat, he might go down to it though.
But good intel, I think.
Oh, gets saved by Great Blue with the air blast. Very fortunate. Again, Blue Team choosing the left route this time.
Yeah, the left route definitely seems to be the comfort pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is really the best spot, but it does seem to be where everyone kind of funnels
does have a really good sight line to the left route from where he stood right now, kind of nestled in that arc.
Here they come right now. It's a really... Okay, they popped late on a heavy. they've got to, at the very least, put some pressure on the point here and take a sentry down and get a pick or two.
Again, we're seeing a little bit more of... Oh, and he goes down like that.
They still no Uber for red, so this is going to have to be a dry push. And let's see if they have the numbers and the damage.
Oh my god, two lost to the spy there. No one seemed to notice him. It looks like just like that, Red's going to be able to reclaim their territory.
Brads has a cheeky little angle. He's behind. I think he's going to get a shot on the medic in a second if he peeks out and looks that way. They don't know. They still don't know. Now they will know.
Average free play has now seen him. It's going to be a little bit of a 1v1 between them.
Oh, it's so awkward. Okay.
Yeah, no, down to average free to play, unfortunately. Oh, the red Uber is used, forcing the heavy off of the point. It's kind of... Oh no, we might see some good use of it here, actually, as the medic does in fact go down.
Yeah, Joeli hit, I think, 2 or 3 pipes in a row in the heavy and cleaned up a medic. You can't ask for much from a solo demo Uber on treating enemies. Well done.
Totally. Break just going straight in for the point, despite the fact that there's 3 people stood on it. Unfortunately, gets pushed out again.
Yeah, I would love to be inside the mind of Brickius Brick, because it's definitely, it's very focused. Go to point, go to point, go to point, go to point.
Just nothing else. Point.
No, just point.
Little sniper duel going between Pulper and Brad's there. Doesn't seem to end in anything particularly, as Brad gets distracted by the spy. And the spy does go down. Again,
Brad's
red team
very aggressive on this corner too.
Yeah, no, they've seemed to have picked up their corner. This is definitely their place of comfort. Although they do like to branch out, or maybe that's just Breakius Brick liking to branch out to the right side.
He's got his own missions.
Yeah. Oh, Wheezy unfortunately losing that game with the soldier.
Yeah, and heavy goes down for blue, and I gotta say, Crom does seem to be. We're not in those comms, but I gotta think it's either Requiem or Crom probably calling the shots right now with the way these pushes are going. So losing Crom there, you can see them instantly shrink away from the fight.
Both teams are actually losing as many players as each other. There's not sort of really much sense of dominance from either one.
And there's cool stuff. Big plays. Cool stuff getting 2 picks in the back. This has to be a push now, even without
Sentry's
Crom.
Down. This is their chance. Uber's used. Right in. Is there an Uber to match it? There is. There's the Uber. We've got the exchange on point.
If they're able to scout, though, unfortunately, and against a bunch of flash targets.
There, but I don't think they're going to be able to make much use of it. Great blue on the point. Drops the pyro and the medic.
That was peak TF2 there. There was 2 pyros basically spinning in circles, shooting fire on the point, and a bunch of stuff just died. I didn't know. I just watched. There was nothing to say. You know,
there's really not
music
anything
played in my head.
Yeah, I think a little bit of funky jazz could have done that well.
Yeah, that would be good. Oh, generally,
Joeli met by everyone there.
So blue has a couple numbers here. I don't think they're going to have enough to make any kind of significant push onto the point, but if they hold this corner, I mean, I take my word back, because here comes
there they go.
Crater.
This pressure could actually do really well for them. They're most medic and heavy forcing a fight with the spy. There's so many things to say. Medic on red's down. They're all just going to push in. There's nothing this heavy can do unless they can get more players on point. The Uber's used. They just need to keep people on point. There's the sniper. He's just going to run in and try and pan him. Pulper goes down. This is incredible.
Wow.
And like that, it's just like that. And that's why constant pressure is your best friend.
Yeah, I was worried that they were, I was worried they weren't just going to let their Uber come and just kind of do a comfortable push. But I mean, while the combo was kind of inching its way in, they just got the necessary picks kind of along the flanks. And I think that was kind of the story of that entire game, was just picks leading into just, I mean, it wasn't, you didn't even have to be overly coordinated, because you just had 3 more players on the other team.
Yeah. One thing I speak for myself, not for you, I totally forgot about was obviously the countdown timer, because they were on the previous teams. I had forgotten about it with everything happening. I was just like, wow, yeah, they were on a time pressure as well.
Yeah, how much was left? Probably
1 minute, 1 minute.
Only
30.
1. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, so that was closer than I thought.
The pressure as well on them. They just made good use of what they had, and just like that.
Yeah, well, we went from not knowing if that point was capable to both teams pretty confidently getting in there and doing their job.
I was skeptical on point A when that defense. I thought, well, I wasn't sure if they were going to get through that or not.
Point A proved to be the most difficult for either team. I think both teams had a lot of trouble cracking point A. But again, and that happens sometimes, right? Because you do need a bit of the momentum, and a lot of that carries into capturing points and getting ground. And every point A you're always going to be running into the team's best defense, full charge. Their plan is there. Everybody's sitting fully buffed. It is the hardest thing to break in those initial fights. So,
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I was absolutely just such a different sort of dynamic from what we saw in the first game as well. Like, I was expecting maybe that we would see a similar situation with Point C. Point C has just been my main focus in my head. I've been thinking, right, we're going straight to C. I was thinking maybe we'll see the same thing, both teams not sort of knowing what to do, but both teams actually took C relatively quickly. As you say, it was Point A that seemed to be sort of the biggest contender for both of them at that point.
Yeah,
was,
and maybe the big difference maker there is holding that slight high ground before you turn the corner into last, because like we saw in the first round of the other teams it was a little bit maybe too much poking around inside that library area where the push out into the point is just miserable. It looks like that is the play there is you've got to take main and you've got to roll your advantages hard and fast. There's no time to kind of dilly dally.
Yeah. Just really going to quickly mention that we've had another $20 donation from Bacon Ultimate. Mummy loves you, have fun. What a wonderful name that is. And no message, just $20. So thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. And again, I'd like to remind everyone that we are raising for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. The goal is $1,000. I think we are currently
almost halfway there, 477.
Wow, yeah, 477. I think if we could get to 500 today, that would put us at the halfway point, which is honestly incredible.
But we can do better.
We can do better. We could always do better. There we go. We got both teams just filling in here. Again, we're back to Arctic now.
Yeah, and again, I think it's. I'll admit, I love casting Koth. Because it is just, it's like I can pretty much see everything all at once, and it's like it's a little simpler. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think I gotta say, I mean, so it was who was it? Did they come out victorious there, or was it Team Evil that won that first round?
It was Goobers.
It was the Goobers. Okay,
it was Goobers.
and I think it's gonna put them again. I don't want to sound like the sniper main piling on to the snipers like that's, but like we saw in that last round, Octo was so strong in his positioning of where he was getting picks. And I just feel like the Sydney Sleeper here, even if he has the ground, he really has to focus on squishy classes to have any effect. And he's got to be getting medic picks. That's kind of where your effectiveness comes in using a sleeper, because it doesn't look like I haven't seen anything that looked like an obvious play off of him hitting a Girardi on a heavy or something. And anytime I see a Sydney Sleeper shot onto a heavy, I'm like, but couldn't you have killed him? It is what it is, and it is a style of play, and it's if that's what you're comfortable with,
for sticking with it.
Yeah, don't mix it up if that's what you're comfortable with. So it got them the win yesterday. Super close round this first round. I don't want to sound like I'm piling on. I just do think it is going to be on paper. I think it's going to be a weakness against Brad's running the stock rifle, but we're going to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more crate play. I would like to see maybe people not relying on this crate for cover so much. We saw a lot of that previously. What with I think it was Luca Palooza very much using it as his primary point of cover, and
both teams used either side of it. And if you're going to do that, one of the teams has to address that early and say, hey, the other team is like right there. Soldier Scout, just go land on them. Like walk, you can literally walk on the top of those crates and go over them. Just put that pressure on. There's really no excuse to not address the team on the other side of that, especially if you have an advantage in Uber or crits or something. So we'll see how that plays out.
Not to call you out, obviously, though, Luca. I do see you in chat, and nothing but love and respect for you. So
hey,
I realized I just shat on Luca.
It works. They got the dub, right? I mean, in their round, so it was working. And you do what works. You know, you can lay out all the best laid plans on paper, all sound nice, but when things get going, it's not always that simple.
Again, I think we're waiting on one player on the Goobers team right now.
I think I saw something about a router reset, so I think we'll.
Oh no! Oh well.
Surely not internet problems in a Highlander setting. I've never heard of such a thing.
It would not be some form of charity organized event without some form of technical issue.
Exactly, and honestly, so far so good for the most part. So
yeah, pretty much. I've been involved in things that have had way worse things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So any predictions leading into this map? What are you feeling with the Goobers against Team Evil?
From what we saw previously, I think that the Goobers had very good, like once they got rolling, they were able to keep them in, like, maintain a continuous pressure. But I think also on the flip side of that, our Team Evil, that's it. I did not forget the name, I promise. They were very quick out the gate with their sort of offensive, and on Koth, that's what matters. So I reckon we might see Team Evil probably try and come in for that aggressive start, and then. But I think if the Goobers manage to take it, they'll be able to keep the pressure. That's my prediction here.
Fair enough.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think these mid fights are going to be extremely telling, and that's a super huge cop out for someone to say, "Oh, it's just the mid fights will decide it." But I mean, it really is true that I think the team that, and again, we're going to see maybe if a Kritzkrieg comes out, if the Uber comes out, but yeah, whoever takes ground early and plays it smart, whether they get the point or not, I think that will dictate a lot of how the rest of the round is going to play out. Because even if a team comes out, takes good ground, plays it really smart, and let's say Team Evil does that and they lose the point, I will still have more confidence in them to be able to re-push and then, gain ground and work off of that moving forward in the round. So I'm very curious to how this mid fight's going to play out, and if teams are going to look confident or if they're going to look a little trepidatious around a Koth map.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All the teams at the minute just kind of, I think they're still just waiting on their 9th player.
Also, big shout out to Goofy Goobers changing all their names to some variation of Shred, so I'll have no idea who's who.
Have they done that? Oh,
in my view, I see Shredzy, Great Blue hasn't, Richter hasn't, Crom hasn't, but we got the Shred, Shredquim, and Shrads. So and Cool Shreds.
Cool Shreds. The only God, yeah, that's great. Oh, and we've lost a player as well.
Oh, he's right back. He's right back.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm excited for this. So if this is, we're on match and NA tournament point here for Goofy Goobers.
So yeah, we do actually want to see that aggression coming through from Team Evil.
Yeah, this is life or death. Are we going to get to see what is the fine? It's PL. We might not see a PL Vineyard. We might. It's going to all come down to this.
Yeah, no, I'm disappointed because I do want to see PL Vineyard, but. Again, if a Goobers can take a clean sweep, I'll also be very.
I do and I don't. I looked at it is chaos. It is a big boy map. it's a big payload. Holy moly!
Yeah.
My estimate looking at it would be, I think if you sat consistently on the cart, it looks like it's like a, I don't know, like 6 minutes straight of maybe more of cart movement. It looked like a long boy.
Yeah, it was when we were looking through it earlier. I just couldn't believe that it kept going.
It just kept going. Oh no, Crom's changed his name to Shred. The disease shreds, if you will.
It shreds.
It shreds, if you will. It's made its way to my brain.
Good Lord. Again, just waiting for our 9th shredder at the minute. Everyone seems to be having a wonderful old time though. And that's what it's all about, really. Because
that's what it's all about. I mean,
this is for
Highlander is, again, I've played a lot of Highlander in my day. I've played a lot of 6s. I've dabbled in a little bit of 4s. Highlander, one of the beauties of it is, I mean, it can be taken very seriously, and I respect that. And it's very fun to watch high level play in any format. But there is something about Highlander where right now everyone's just playing guitars. There's a million. Everyone's got their unusuals. Every class is represented. It does have, it has an element. It is TF2y to say the least.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's coming from someone who is I adore 6s. I think it is a spectacular game mode. But Highlander itself, just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's TF2, all right, baby. Look at it go. Look at all the shiny stuff and all the players going around. It's
something quite beautiful about it, really, isn't there?
Yeah, it's chaotic beauty in all of its, in every sense. It's there's always something going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, looks like we are looking
ready.
good. I see a 9 versus 9
we
scenario.
We do have
brewing.
our 9th shredder. There we go.
They're here.
What would Brickiest Brick change his name to be more shred? Would it just be Shreddiest Shred?
Shreddiest Shred or Shrickiest Shrick? I don't know. It would. I have to ask him. What's Great Blue? I guess. Great
Shred.
Shrew. Oh yeah, I'm not doing this right. I'm just adding SH to the beginning of all these names. It's hard.
It's hard to shred as good as I. Yeah.
So yeah, we should be getting going any second now. We got
hopefully
some name changes. That's usually a good start.
And they're all too busy shredding.
So my prediction for winning, I
What do you
have,
think?
I do have Goofy Goobers closing it out here with a 2-0. I think they,
I think so.
I think they played well.
I think it would
I
be
think the DM,
3-0 though. Are we doing 5 on?
is it first? Is it?
I
No.
think is it first to 5?
First
last
of
time?
Like it's a best of 5?
Best of 5 even. Sorry, not first to 5.
I don't know. I thought, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, with only 3 maps, I wouldn't think so. But because we'd have to play at least. I don't know.
Could we get a confirmation on
you would
that?
have to play. No, I would imagine it's best of 3 because you'd have to play the same map over again if it was best of 5. Regardless,
wrong.
I have Goofy Goobers winning this one. I will get confirmation on whether or not that decides the tournament or not. But
Yep.
I've got Goofy Goobers going up 2-0 here. I think
so?
they played. Their style of play, I think, will mesh well into a Koth environment.
Koth,
Brickiest
yeah.
Bricks can be able to run around, do his stuff, and I think they do have the sniper advantage just on the weapon choice.
Yeah, definitely. They're I think it's their ability to switch their aggressive and defensive. I mean, it's Koth. It's just the mid fight is is a cesspit, but I think that they'll be able to handle that well. But I don't think that they should underestimate the Team Evil at all because they've both put up or demonstrated some incredible gameplay here today.
Yeah. All right, they're apparently just about ready to go. So we'll have some gameplay ready for y'all in just a second. Yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest, even with my prediction going to Team Goofy Goobers, if Team Evil comes out and just shows up and plays extremely well and takes this, because it is the Koth format can really just play right into certain people's hands much more naturally. So we're gonna see who comes out, see who wins those 1v1s on the flank. That's super important. I saw Steg was doing really good work, and I'm curious to see if that kind of transfers it over to him being a very aggressive soldier on the flanks.
Absolutely. I think we should be like seconds off.
Seconds off.
Just mere seconds, I could count them. Surely. They are all really shredding it out though right now.
They're shredding it out.
There we
Okay.
go. There's the ready. Where's the other team? There it is. Okay.
Oh baby, it's game time.
We are ready to go.
I gotta check these Ubers right off the rip here.
What are we using?
I would imagine double stock.
We do have, we got stock on blue.
Yeah, based on those builds, we got double stock rolling in here. So, not surprising. Neither team really seemed to favor Chris Cregan out of that first round either. Yeah. Brickiest Brick, unsurprisingly, is in.
Straight
in. Oh,
in.
and immediately Pauper dying to Brad's as well. So that's a huge early pick.
Richter choosing to jump in, but dies straight to jam point as well. He went straight over into all of the blues.
He was in.
He was right in.
Yes. Let's look at it. We've got Brad's is in the Octo spot. He is sitting there, and there is not a whisper of contention from blue team on him.
He definitely watched the first one. There he goes. He's on his third headshot on Joely as well.
I do see a blue dot behind him. Paul Purr has a deep angle from basically his own spawn, but I mean, it's going to be tough. That was
red. There we go.
Goopers. Paul Purr has changed to stock. Maybe he heard my. I hope I wasn't too harsh, but
yeah, no, I can't.
Truly, it is the right choice here. Even if he is a sleeper main.
It's the winning choice. Yeah. Right, red have managed to maintain a pretty decent presence here on the point, which is looking good at the minute, but we do have a few of blue choosing to push around the right side. Strag jumping over. There's no one actually there. Oh no, he does actually manage to get, I don't know who was.
Yeah, I got a little baited by action in the kill feed because
I'm looking at all that
20 sapper notifications, but not much actually happened there.
A lot of
full Uber right now, though, for the Goobers. Team Evil only at 50%. They are playing in a risky area if the Goobers decide to get aggressive. And let's see if they make the call. All you need is one player to say, medic is there. So right now, Bricky is in.
He's in again. What is he doing?
He's on vacation. He's just taking a little tour of the base.
He's going for a trip. Good lord.
That was a content-based push, I think. That was.
He just wanted to see how far that'd let him go.
Yeah.
Evil choosing to kind of stack up near this crate here, which I'm not a big fan of. But
but totally uncontested. I mean, Red had a 50% advantage they could have played off and tried to wipe them.
No, Red dropped. Med drops. Damn.
Wow, and that is the risk of not playing your advantages. You just give the team more time for a flank to get a pick.
And we've got the Uber going straight in. Joely chasing Great Blue down there. Does get the kill. Ricky's going back again.
Paul is back on sleeper, by the way. So all.
Brickiest unfortunately dying. Oh, and Pulper's back to his old stuff.
Brad's get to pick on the medic at the end of that fight.
Oh, wow.
So while Blue does get that point, yeah, Red is sitting here. You're going to look at they're going to have a full ad by the time this plays out. I don't know how they're going to play this. I think they have the numbers to push across point here with their combo. I think they got to get aggressive right now. I am not sure what they're waiting for. Spy coming on the combo right now, too. He gets found out, but he still gets the stab on the heavy. A little bit of a late call. Sometimes with teams like this that are a little new to things, maybe that call got a little drowned out at the last second.
Yeah, their window of opportunity has closed. A lot of blue team have sort of pushed back to their original positions. Jolie choosing to go through that little spot again. Doesn't really get very far with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, we got to pick on Pauper in the back lines. There's 2 down right now. Sniper Scout on Team Evil. This is, again, I really, the aggression needs to be turned up a little for the Goobers here. They're slow pushing, but they don't have the point.
They are pushing on the point currently, though. Again, sort of met with
on the heavy
equal
right
resistance.
Now.
Oh, no! General Alias getting that backstab again on the heavy. But they're keeping the pressure on. They're not retreating, which is doing them well, and it looks like they're going to take the point.
Yeah, but I don't want to harp on this too much because I said it last map, but Crom really does seem to be the only person trying to get his team up. So every time a Spy gets a pick on him, it feels like he gets 2 or 3 people at once because it feels like it's such an influential pick.
Oh, yeah. Wheezy going for that little bomb. He does actually get away with his life.
And an Uber force. Blue Pyro got right on the Goober's medic, forces out an early Uber, and we should be able to get a reset here from Blue as they take their full Uber charge in.
Again, no, sort of just very mixed fights here. 1 in, 1 out. Kind of blue team trickling in slowly but surely, pushing red back. There's no one really there to stop them at this point. Again, Brickiest Brick just kind of chilling there.
Yeah, Godspeed to General Alias. That man is just doing work on Spy, just continuously. Crom has barely seen the battlefield, and I think it is winning them these fights every time Crom goes down.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I think someone has made that call that like their heavy is vulnerable, and he is either their shot caller or their best player right now, and he has just made it his mission to make his life hell.
Yeah, no, clearly that's what he's doing.
And you can see the paranoia has set in for Crom too. He is spinning on the axis right now. He's like, not again. It will not happen again.
He won't let it happen again. Fool me once, fool on me, or however that saying goes.
I think that was it, right? Yeah, that was
close enough. He's going in again, and he gets in. Oh no, that's actually cool shreds.
He's like, you know what? I like that. I like that idea. I want to do it myself.
I got shred baited there.
Yeah, and this is a disastrous Uber here from Blue. It's going to buy them a little bit of time on point, but combined with the conch that was popped there, Red's going to have just a free walk over point.
Yeah, there we go. They can just walk onto it there. Joelly's going to make do with what he can, but he probably won't be able to get much done.
Okay, General Alias should have a free pick on the sniper here. Let's see how this goes down. Oh no, they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. He's chasing him. Oh no! Oh, okay. I guess I'll have to watch the rest of the play. But I was sure
he
that
gets away. That was quite entertaining.
But in the meantime, some good picks going down again, and Red just kind of hemorrhaging players on the in-between here, where really didn't need to, and it just leads to Blue. Blue didn't have to win a fight. They just had more players. Yep, they just walked in.
Just like that. Cool Stuff gonna try get back to what he can. Chooses the little
and I'm gonna shout out Paulper there because he peed on the med there, and as soon as he did that, I saw Joely jump over crates, one sticky, and they get the drop. So there we go. That was the first instance of some really good Sydney Sleeper cohesion from the team. So good work. I love to see it.
Again, Red kind of needing to push in now if ever. They do seem to be formatting up a little bit. They're preparing for something.
Yeah, they've got one good push left in them here. Blue has full Uber, so they might have to get a couple picks. They're gonna have to go for a quick Uber pop.
There goes the Uber. There it is. They forced it.
Oh, and the med gets stuck on the opposite side. He falls into the drop down, and he's got to take it. But he gets the he gets the kill under point. He walks up the side.
They've got the soldier jumping in there. Medic not far behind. They are able to push them out. There's only the medic and the NG left on point right now. But Great Blue comes around, dies, but manages to set Joely on fire. Will Average Free to Play be able to finish him off? Getting support from the demo. Red team just filtering onto the point now. They're probably going to be able to take that back now.
We're going to get the double overtime here,
the
and Blue will just not have time to reaggress here.
No, it's not going to be able to get there in time. Look at
Great first round, though. Great first round.
Yeah, no, that was just backwards and forwards. There was no one who was more or less dominant in that situation. Not in any way that I could have seen.
No, and I mean, looking at the scoreboard, I mean, neither sniper really doing much to control the pace from either team, so I can't say that really one's doing better than the other. Neither of them are having a huge impact. Yeah, it's really. I mean, spy picks have been absolutely huge. General Ilias top scoring on his team. Wow, there goes Bricky's
straight away.
I swear he's just sitting like Pauper was sitting. He's like, I know he's gonna do that. I'll just wait.
He's gonna go for that. Again, Brad's back up in that spot. I almost said Strads.
You might as well. He Strads to me.
Yeah, he Strads to all of us. Again,
there we go. Good pressure on him at least a little bit to get him out of that for the time being.
But Blue back up immediately.
Blue has just completely kind of fallen apart here on whatever combo they were trying to hold, and it's they've got nothing left here.
Yeah, no. Red will definitely be able to play some players on the point. That's a lot of P's in that sentence.
And this is interesting. I mean, really, Red should have had this capped already. They really kind of trickled across the point. They're still just, why is one person capping here? Get them. There you go. They have finally capped.
There you go. A little slower than maybe they could have, but you know, they got the job done, and that's what matters.
General Ilias walking out of the combo right now. I'm sure they know that's him. Yes.
Yeah, they absolutely see through him that time.
Look at this Heavy going for a drop down flank on the combo right now.
Oh wow, we've got
with the mini
we've got a level 2 immediately up and an Uber to match. Straight in on the point. We've got the counter, but he manages to air blast the Heavy away, leaving the medic just completely stranded with no one to Uber. Goes over to the Shred 89. I'm gonna call him that. They decided to do this, and again, Requiem left by himself. There's no one for him to heal.
Yeah, I have not seen a cohesive push from either teams yet. I mean, it's really just been, you know, who's 2 or 3 players kill the other 2 or 3 players on the point at that moment, and then that bleeds into the next fight over and over again. So I'm looking for one team to just say, okay, guys, get together. Let's do
cool
this.
Stuff. Actually manages to sap the sentry. He dies, but he did manage to get it just in time. We've got a lot of blue filtering onto the point now. Red not really got the manpower to counter it, but
no excuse for Blue to lose this fight. They just need to. They're doing good. They're stacking. They should get a little. I mean, they know Brad's up in that window as well. They need to get some spam on him before he gets a drop. Oh,
no, I don't think they
terrifying. Know. Okay.
Again, here comes Bricky's Brick. Immediately gets launched away by the sentry. There goes Bricky's Brick.
There he goes. I don't know what his plan is, but there's something going on in that brain. I don't know what it is.
There's something mischievous brewing. I don't know what.
He's like a breeze. Ooh, he's like a summer's breeze. He just kind of floats in and out of the scene. Okay, Pyro finally getting up onto Brad's here, and there's a spy. Oh, beautifully. That was a beautiful coordination on that. Lovely job there. And they are holding Banana here. So this hold, we did not see that much from either team's last game or much going on this game. This is a very good spot to hold. That's where you see a lot of teams hold in Highlander because, you know, you can't get jumped on as much. You can hold a sentry in there, and you can keep people healed up while having good sight lines. So this might be very hard for the Goobers to counter.
Yeah, it's looking like they've got a really solid wall of themselves sorted right now. I think the red team seems a little tentative to take any kind of an action. They are
Requiem down to 40 HP, holding his Uber, finally gets a pack. That was scary. But if you're going to sit here, you've got to go in. I can't believe Red has just sat here for so long. If they're waiting for a pick from the sniper, they're not. Oh, and a drop from General Ilias. No. Beautiful play. And just as we've seen before, the longer you wait for something like that to happen, eventually someone's going to get you.
Always better to make that play. You know, the old saying, pop it, don't drop it. And in this case, they definitely could have done that.
And you know what? Again, like, so this is one instance where they're just leaving Brad's in that window because they don't care. No one is in his sight line. Brad's needs to change this up. Brad needs to go to the opposite banana and shoot across it.
Yeah, no.
Here comes the push.
Immediately.
Gamer Lad went down immediately in that fight. I don't know. These Papa don't drop it. No one subscribes to that motto in these matches.
Red do manage to get their presence. Managed to push them through. There's no more level 3 anymore. It is being reset up here. Oh, there goes.
Oh, he's in.
Brickiest Brick. That was the play. That's what everything was leading up to.
That was it. He might just leave the server now. He's done what he came to do.
He came, he went, and he shot that heavy.
He conquered. He individually conquered upon that one person.
My goodness.
And I'm loving this aggressive flank right now. We got Weeza, we got Soldier in very deep. Just got to pick on Palpar. And I believe Brickiest Brick, they're both coming in from behind right now. So this is disastrous for Blue if they don't know about this. Yeah, this demo drops as well.
No, Wheezy just takes him out like that. Jolly didn't even. I don't even think he knew he was being killed from behind.
I worry this combo's about to get spied. Yep, here comes. He gets the pyro. They don't call it out. That was too much time to not call that out.
Red team has now overtaken blue on the counter. They've only got to hold it for another minute. Just under 50 seconds now.
And Brad's has changed up his positioning a little bit, holding on the top of the crates, giving himself some better sight lines. He gets peed on though, down to 60 HP. So what did it do really?
Pulper back up there, but they have spotted him. They're not going to let him get away with it. Yep, there goes the pyro up to try and chase him. Doesn't actually get up, but does scare him off at least. Joely again, sort of choosing to pick these fights by himself, not really waiting for people.
Yeah, he's a lone wolf, and he will not hear otherwise. But it's he's a dead lone wolf.
Oh,
so
great blue! Immediately falls.
Blue's on point, combo, heavy medic, they pop
Uber.
But there should be a counter Uber coming in immediately. For the love of God,
there it is.
Okay.
Again, yeah, a little dancing on point. Brick is brick in behind. There we go. There's that
damage. Little mosquito bites from behind.
Again, it looks like blue getting enough on point. Brick is brick going in, actually saving it. Can he get? He only leaves free to play. There you go, just like that.
Yeah, and you know what? I was crediting blue team for holding inside banana inside there, and it is a good spot to hold. But if you don't keep an eye on the top of crate and put pressure on it, you will eventually just get people dropping on top of your head. That's what happened, and then they just simply couldn't recover. They kept trying to go in there.
This is grand point.
This is they've got double tournament point here. Essentially, they got time, and we got a scout going right under immediately. There. Let's see if he goes for anything.
Goodness me,
where'd he go?
Doesn't seem that he
there he is. Away. Oh, he's out of there. What a play! What a play!
Again, now blue knows this is match point. They've got to switch up. They've got to not let red get the same aggression that they have been getting.
I do see a direct hit here from Stegar. I felt he needed to play a little bit better in those first 2 rounds. He was very good in the first map. Let's see if this is the change they need. He dies immediately, so that's the
Richter getting the double kill with his stickies there.
But right now, I mean, Requiem just needs to get out and survive. Blue, if they don't re-aggress right away, blue should have this point. But here they come. They're going to try to fight it.
He's so close, but if red can actually keep up this tiny aggression they've got, there it goes. They've got 3x capture.
Yeah, I don't know why the medic and demo separated on each other there. You're right.
No, right at the end.
Joely is a brave player, but sometimes bravery is not enough against 7 players over heal.
Goobas take the point like that.
Big pick on Gamer Lad 2 from Cool Shreds, and that's going to be cool. Dave, you know what? I'm not even sorry anymore. I'm not sorry.
No.
But that's going to put blue in such a bad spot here. They need a pick of their own here on the medic, but they really need to sack. They need to send in a sack wave.
Choosing to stay behind and kind of shoot at the direct hit, but no one really pushing in just yet. Time is really not on their side here. They are choosing to go around the right side though, which is.
Yeah, I don't mind this. This is going to give them some ground to push off, and it gets them out of Brad's sight line.
Yeah.
Pauper dies to him again. Let's see if Brad understands what they're doing and changes up his approach. So here they're walking forward, and I mean, red needs to make a decision right now. Do we play aggressive with our Uber, or do we walk out? They can't just stand here and let this happen.
Oh, there goes. Oh, no. Is he going to get anyone? Spied? No, unfortunately dies.
And he drops his heavy. He's going to save the pyro, but
there we go. There's the Uber.
Is it a little late? I don't know. It looks like it's going to work out, but it was too risky for my liking.
On the risky side.
Yeah, why not? They should have just taken Crom right in. But it doesn't matter. They got the point. They've held the point. It has worked. For now, here comes blue. They've got some numbers, got overheals. A direct hit soldier is a terrifying thing in the right hands.
Oh, absolutely. They're coming in with a little more pressure, but maybe not enough to make this push. They do send a spy over, gets the backstab on Shred there.
Little mini, little stair stab. Looked like he was on Crom's head for a second.
Making the opening they need. No one's noticed Brad's up there, though.
And while we talk here, blue just says, you know what? I like points. I will cap them.
They see, they want.
Weeza just went 10 kilometers into the sky and did crater eventually. That was quite great.
Wouldn't be a little fun without the crater. Oh, there goes Great Blue up to Pulper. It actually falls down. Pulper probably will survive this. He's choosing to stay there.
I love it. I guess you don't need headshots, so he doesn't worry. Not worried about the flinch.
Yeah.
Right, so blue cannot afford to let red.
Oh, there's the Uber. There's the Uber. They're choosing to actually go in this
time.
time.
And the pick comes on Requiem, though, at the same time. Beautifully timed. Alias is playing this
wonderful.
so well. There it is! The golden pan is in
pan.
the feed. All right, wrap it up, ladies and gents.
Look
The
at
tournament
that.
is over. Team Evil gets the win.
They
golden
win.
pan win.
Golden pan
well
win.
done. GG, everyone. But you know what? Throughout all that, even with that, that was a really nice super push. Great coordination with General Alias coming in while they were backing up.
Absolutely. Oh, geez.
Then they all die.
Yeah,
it's
cool stuff actually getting the 2 backstabs right there, not to be unnoticed. That was a very nice little opening now for Red Team to come in.
Yeah, these spies, like, kudos. They have been the deciding factors.
They really have. He's chosen to wait. Is he going to get any more? Unfortunately not. Shred 89 sees right through his disguise.
I feel like I compliment somebody and immediately both classes for the team I'm complimenting die instantly. I'm talking about good spies, and they both died instantly.
Again, yeah, no. Goober's being able to hold this point. They've only got 1 minute left to do it. Blue cannot afford to give them these seconds.
Now, Goober's doing I think I like where Goober's is holding right now. They have an advantage. They just have to keep their medic alive and the majority of the combo, and they should be able to push them out.
Shreds with that headshot on Pulper again, leaving the sniper sightline open for him.
Scout, man, Jam Point was just jumping on top of Requiem's head and eventually drops him.
Jeez.
Woo, these are some plays. I don't know.
Really
Great job by the Scout, but yeah, at some point you got to cut your losses and just take that push.
Red and Blue taking heavy losses on the point there. But Blue is able to cap it.
It's Bricky as Brick.
There he is.
I can't believe he didn't just run to the other spawn. He actually stood on point for a second. Okay, so I'm watching Alias right now. He just went through Banana. He's coming around, and he has Crom in his sights. Oh, but great call. I think Cool Shreds called that out at the last second. Great 180, and that's a huge pick. Not often do you say spy down push, but right now that is a spy down push.
That is
Alias
a spy down push.
dominating.
Absolutely. Cool stuff also going down to the Pyro right there. 2 spies down. Brad's choosing finally to pick up a new spot. Going right down in the bottom right.
Yeah, 40% advantage right now for Requiem on the Uber. They play very passively.
Pulper actually just dropped Brickiest Brick right there with the fully charged.
Brickiest Brick down, push.
Exactly. Blue team able to push in. Looks like they might be able to actually cap it.
Now, I don't mind this. Red should get out and just play their Uber here, but they just needed. Either you do that one of 2 ways. You either fight on the no Uber fight, just dry push and play it, or you back all the way up and play your advantage. They chose neither. They chose death, and here's Blue just reaping the rewards.
This is it for Evil. They cannot lose this point. This is it. They have to hold this for a minute now. And I reckon they could do it. They've managed to hold their own for quite a while in the previous games as well.
They need to get Uber here. They are just about to. Their medic's at 50 HP and burning. I am terrified right now for Gamer
Use it. Just absolutely use it. Even that 7 seconds is 7 seconds more on the point.
He doesn't have it yet. He's stuck at 90 right now. Neither team's really focusing too much on building. But Crom going down there from a Sydney Sleeper and some pipe spam. That worked out nicely.
Looks like Goobers are actually taking a few losses right there. Medic down.
Yeah, Stegart doing a great job. Went back to stock rifle and just got right on the combo. And this is a good pop. This is a good. Just keep your numbers. He should be flashing everybody here, making sure nobody dies, and they can hold this.
This will be the hold that they needed. Bricky is running straight on. There he goes, and there you go.
Interesting. I looked like Crom was on the point there and alive. I don't know what happened there, but
that Uber was the sort of the final seal for them. I think that wrapped it up nicely for Blue Team. They're managing to not go down without a fight. Absolutely. If they can bring this back as well, that'll be very, very awesome.
Yeah, good to see. Let's see. Okay, I got a. Where's Brick? Where is he? Here he comes. Straight across point. Oh my! Look at the speed, the majesty.
There he goes.
Oh, he falls back. Okay, there is some sense of. Both spies bump each other invisibly.
And he's gone. Bricky's Brick immediately dies on the back lines again.
I witnessed the most awkward interaction in all of Highlanders. 2 spies bumping each other with invisibility.
Do the little spy
shuffle
in
the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Pretty much every pick class gone for Blue right now. Spy, Sniper out of the play, and Scout. So let's see if they can. The flank classes kind of make some ground, make some headway for the Goobers.
Goobers are able to push in here. Gonna get contested by the Pyro, but probably not much fruit on that tree. Great Blue going in. They've got the Pyro v Pyro.
Oh, there's nothing more exciting than a Pyro v Pyro.
And there it goes. It's the detonator for Great Blue. And Goobers are able to cap the point. Like that, the second timer has begun.
I only saw the very tail end of a Weeza bomb there, but he did some crazy stuff, and against 5 people, he came out with a kill. I don't know how he did it, but I'm very impressed.
That has been one of his strategies I've seen so far, is he's just gone in, gotten one, and then just straight back out again. And it's working.
If I'm not mistaken, that is 4 straight mid-fights won for the Goobers. But, you know, Team Evil was able to bring it back last time, and it's this that's allowed them to do it. They've just walked aggressively across
the reflect kill from Great Blue right there.
Yeah, and they're down Domino's fall. Yeah, that was beautiful.
There we go. We've got Blue kind of quite scattered at the minute. We've got Joely going on his one-man army mission once more, right through to the blue side, red side even, sorry. They haven't seen him. Oh, there we go. Weezer's onto him.
Yeah, and I don't know if this was talked about from the Goobers, but that was they did the thing they didn't do once last round, which was what lost them. When Blue just aggressed for no reason across point, they just walked into them. They used their high ground, spanned them out, and won the fight. Yeah. As I say that, they allow Blue to just walk in and take the points.
Yeah,
where'd they go?
Just decided they didn't need it anymore.
I guess not. You know, it's we don't want it. We can't have it the whole time. That's rude.
Oh yeah, that'd be a bit mean, wouldn't it?
So, very confusing, but they are going to take a push in through left side. Scout, Bricky's brick. Oh, baby, here he goes.
There he goes.
He lives.
He lived.
He is.
His play. I need.
God, I want to watch the rest. Yeah, I want to watch this team fight, but I can't look away. He's going for the telly.
He's going for the telly.
He got it.
Sick. Let's go.
That's
what we're here for.
And he loses the scout,
and he's dead. And he's dead.
I apologize for
right back to the
team fight, but yeah.
Right back to the mid fight here. We've got Red trying to push in aggressively, getting pushed back, losing Wheezy, almost losing Shred, but does manage to get saved by Shrugwim right there.
Yeah, Uber's dead even right now too, so we're going to see how this works. With that, I doubt either team's going to get overly aggressive until they both have it, so I'm not sure you're going to see anyone try to force this out. But as soon as one team has it, let's see who makes the first. Let's see who makes the first play. Crom, I can hear Crom through his actions saying, please heal me and please walk in. But he keeps getting peed on.
Yeah, no.
Could have been killed 5 times by now, but he's being annoyed. That's enough.
There goes the Uber from Red. Will it be matched by Blue? They're going to have it a little later.
Great kite though. Great kite from Blue.
There it is. Now they can afford to wait for that Uber.
Cool Shred,
they're going to go and use it. There it goes. And he misses the backstab just too late on that Uber. There we go. The sentry's down. Leading.
Yeah, really nicely played by Team Evil though. They understood that push from Red just was never going to have longevity.
Great Blue flanked, got the medic and the heavy. That is unfortunate. Leaving this pretty open.
Yeah, it's like a 4v4 right now to a degree. I don't know. I don't think Goobers are going to want to. Yeah, I think that's the right choice right there. They're going to have. God, I'd love to see a scout Boston Bash build right now because they could get up to a clean like 50% ad. But it's not going to happen. This is going to be interesting.
Bacon choosing to shoot through that little sign.
There goes Brick again!
Oh, and off he goes on a journey.
So I guess this is his plan. At first I thought it was crazy. Oh, he destroys the 1v1 too.
Oh, wow.
What a legend.
That's the thing is now they've got to send someone after him.
Yeah, and you know what? In that fight, GamerLad did die as well. So huge 60% ad right now for Requiem. Here's what I want to say. I love this high ground being taken by Weeza. This is a good push. You have numbers
down.
Yeah, you have heal advantage. It doesn't matter that you don't have Uber. Get aggressive. Get aggressive now.
Absolutely. Your medic's dead. Your medic's alive.
Behind.
There is a spy goes in.
They must know about this pyro behind them, right? They must. They do. He is deceased.
And it goes back to Goobers.
And yeah, I don't know what to say much about the defense anymore. I've kind of liked where both teams have held, and then it's kind of just been like it's looked good, and then all of a sudden it all falls over.
There's no real like. I was thinking at the beginning, this like, oh yeah, here's my prediction, but my predictions have been thrown straight out of the window. There is no way to know how any of these fights are going to turn out.
I am going to look to General Alias now. Both spies are in position right now to make a play on somebody. Oh, they spot out Alias though. Huge pick.
Yeah, no.
Here comes Cool Stuff. He's going to get Pauper for sure. He does. So good trades. And there's a conch popped as well for Red.
Most of the blue team are all in this building. They lose about 3 players.
Yeah, and they're getting pincered right now by a scout and soldier on one side, combo coming in from the other. This is bad news.
Just doing his thing as well.
If they get the gamer lad out right now, this is a win for them. They need.
Yeah, there he is. There he goes.
That was the only thing that could have saved
11 seconds on the clock, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to.
General Alias, he's in there. He somehow gets a kill. I don't know how he did that.
Wow.
But well played. I don't know if it's enough, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Okay, we got someone, Joelle, trying to again this lone man thing.
It's something. He's doing something. He's alive.
Something. He isn't dead, so I have to hand him that one. Again, we've just got just straight onto the point. Steg immediately loses his life.
I would have liked him maybe trying to get behind instead there, or just taking the high ground, spamming down instead of throwing his life away there.
Cool stuff goes behind, gets Gamerlad and Bacon. There's no chance that they're going to get the medic back in time. There's no chance for Uber.
No, I saw Joelius try to make some kind of hero play, but here, it's Joelly's moment. He is the lone wolf. He's in. He's dead immediately. Here comes Stegart. Oh no! The pop is in, and there it is.
What an amazing hold.
GG's. That was probably the first really proper hold, and I'll chalk it up a little bit too. Probably a bit of pressure on Team Evil to obviously get back in there, so they probably a little bit of panic, I would imagine. But great Koth. I mean, good games all around. I mean, that literal first map could have gone either way. That one for sure could have gone either way. So fantastic work.
Yeah, no, that was some just absolutely amazing TF2 from both teams. Like, there was absolutely, especially when we got to that Koth game, there was absolutely no way that either of us could have known what was going to happen. It was fun and it was fast. And
I was looking at it and I didn't know what was happening. Like, I saw it happening and I didn't know what was happening.
And as well, the first game on Paris as well, getting to see both teams actually sort of push through that final point as well. Very impressive and very fun to watch.
They both capped last. It was incredible.
I just wasn't expecting to see that after the first games. I think now we should be all right to move on to interviews.
Yeah, good games though. Congrats to
so yeah,
that's
that is big congratulations. And that is the Yep, no, that's fine. They should be coming in now for interviews. So we'll have Average Free to Play, who was the engineer, and General Alias, who was the spy.
Wait, what? No, someone was talking about me. Oh,
yes, I was talking about you. Welcome. You're in the interview room now. So yeah, first of all, just congratulations. That was a really good game. I think we were both really, really impressed with how both teams played. How do you guys feel like it went personally?
They're pretty good. I mean, it was tough. It was they made us work.
Yeah,
that's something I will say.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. They,
there at no point watching that. I mean, I couldn't take a moment to even like breathe from a casting perspective. It felt like there was no downtime in like either. It was something was happening at all times in both of those maps.
Yeah, absolutely. Remind me quickly, were you attacking first or second on Paris? I've forgotten who it was that was
attacking. We attacked first.
You attacked first. Right, so yes.
Which gives you the honor of being the first ever team to actually cap last on Paris in this event. So congratulations.
That's a record.
Yeah, how did you guys find
no one can break that?
How did you guys find that last point of Paris? Because in the first games, I don't know if you happened to, if you saw the first bits, neither team actually managed to cap C. Actually, the second team didn't have to get to it. But my prediction personally was that neither team would cap C. We would go through to the end of defense. But how did you guys?
I had more faith. I believed you. I believed it would be done.
Yeah, the difference between first and last point is first has that like giant wall that you could just like decloak on, and then they have to walk to get there. Last was hard because they also have elevation.
Yeah. A lot of high ceilings in that map as well. I was expecting to see a lot of soldier demos jumping around, and in fairness, did see quite a bit of that. Jaber, did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I mean that second map for sure. Watching Arctic, it was. I felt Alias. I mean, we were definitely watching a lot because you're getting some big picks. Was there any call, I guess, from your team to say, maybe you go and focus this person because they're giving us trouble, or did you kind of take that upon yourself?
Oh, absolutely. They
Heavy?
Told me.
Were you pissing off that Heavy on purpose?
Okay, that Heavy, he's super good. He was actually he was really good. But the people who they called out the most was Brad's, the sniper.
Well, you guys shut him down. I will say, you obviously didn't get the win in total, but you guys kind of shut him down for the most part through all 4 rounds of Koth. So you guys did your job on that for sure.
And the medic, of course, because they told me to make a play on the medic and sniper, because those are the two who were really giving us trouble.
Yeah, but you're definitely right about Crom. I mean, we couldn't hear their comms, but like even just watching, I could tell he was clearly the person in the front trying to make things happen the most often. And when he was able to be in the fight right in the front of it, I mean, he was doing a lot of work. So it was that was definitely the right call, I'd say, to get on those guys.
Yeah. And speaking of comms, is just a little question I like asking. How was sort of the chemistry between you guys? You know, was there anyone that sort of took more of a natural lead amongst you? You know, how did you guys sort of get on in terms of your communication in games?
Average, you want to take this?
I think it was mostly just Spy callouts, honestly. Spy gave us a lot of trouble with the kunai. It's still like he'd get a backstab and we call him out. And we pumped so much damage into him, we couldn't get him, and he kept slipping through our fingers there. And really, we could use comms for that.
Yeah. Did you guys have like maybe a main shot caller, or was it kind of just like, you know, play with the flow of the game?
We were all just kind of sprinkled. I don't think anybody talked more than the other, really, or made any. Like some people sprinkled ideas, and then we followed that, and then a different person.
That's
so
fair
like
enough.
we were all shot callers, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing about kind of just like dropping into a game of Highlander with a bunch of different people is it's kind of hard to figure out exactly who's going to do that or who's going to take charge, and it's hard to coordinate 9 people to do one thing.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
But the chemistry was there.
That's good.
It looked great. I mean, literally either of those first 2 maps, I 100% believe could have gone either way. Like it was 1 minute or so on the stopwatch in Paris for that last cap, and you guys got a round off of them on Arctic, and I think very easily a fight here and there could have changed the tides. So fantastic game. Yes, both teams played amazingly.
Yeah, well done. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Take care.
Thanks.
Whilst we're yes, please. Whilst we're transitioning between our interviewees, we have actually had another donation from Jam Point with $23, just saying GG, but that does actually put us just over the $500 mark, which is super, super awesome. That is halfway to the goal, and we're halfway through the event, which is literally perfect. So again, thank you so much to everyone that has donated, or if you're considering donating, please check out the charity. There is a link on !donate, which pops up in the chat every now and again. And I will remind us that we are donating for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. So thank you very much to everyone. Awesome stuff, you guys. Won't be able to do it without you.
And we got, I believe we have 2 more people coming in from the championship team, the Goofy Goobers. It's going to be Great Blue and Requiem. Excited to hear from those 2, from the champions.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Doing
a lot better now.
It's amazing what winning can do to the mood.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, then, how are you guys feeling? How do you feel like that all went? I mean, obviously you won, but
it went really well. Gets the blood pumping for sure. The rounds, even though we won, the rounds were really, really close. I was very impressed by some of the interesting things the other team was doing. Pretty much everyone on their team was roughing us up at one point or another. So the wins were hard fought. It was not a sweep by any means.
No, it's always nice to see close games, and you absolutely said it. Like you guys absolutely earned that win, but I mean they made you work for it for sure. And that's fun to see.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it was especially on that last on the Koth map we were just playing on. Like we were trying to make predictions as we're going through, and just towards, especially on those last fights, there was no prediction. The fights were just so evenly matched up, and it was just so it was just great TF2 to watch. Honestly, impossible to keep up with what everyone was doing, but it was a really, really fun thing to watch.
There was a lot of back and forth, especially towards those last couple of rounds. Like, I forget their soldier, but their soldier definitely had us on the ropes for a little bit there.
Steg.
That would be
Steg.
Yeah, Steg was definitely doing. He was. Yeah, it's tough when you got a soldier jumping around like that. And just even if he doesn't get kills, he's just annoying you, right? Like he's just he's always there. Why are you there? How are you there all the time? But
presents the mental blockade you get to watch out for. Yeah, their spy too was insane. He got several trick stabs on us at the beginning, like several 5 chains off of stairs, off of other random objects on the map. We had to kind of have a team meeting after that one, saying like, all right, we should probably deal with this. But
well, you did if you did talk about, you did a really good job, because I will say that final round, it looked like you kind of put a stop to those game fight changing streaks that he was having earlier, and you slowed him down just enough, and that's all you had to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So in your comms and stuff, how was everything there? Was there anyone that was sort of a main shot caller, or were you sort of all just playing off of each other? What was the chemistry like in your team?
I don't want to say any one of us had a main role. Definitely we all contributed to seeing where was the best place to play. But definitely our spy cool stuff was invaluable, because he's our eyes into the enemy team. So I definitely think that he helped a lot in that. But no one really had a main role there,
I'd love to ask, what was Brickiest Brick saying as he countless times flew through the sky from sentry boosted fan jumps? Was he calling anything out, or was he just on his own doing his own thing?
No, he was just playing his own game. I would see Brick go soaring across the map, and then I'd hear "got their medic." And that was pretty much,
he would just say "got their medic, got their spy, got their heavy."
Thank you for just casually doing that and not telling us, but.
Yeah, I wanted to criticize what he was doing, because I'm like, this is crazy, but it would result in kills. I don't know how he did. It was some kind of
different
witchcraft
game. It was a different game. It's like you had what everyone was doing, and then you had the Brickiest Brick segment. It was incredible.
That final round, we did have a moment where me and Matt literally we may have ignored the entirety of the match for about 15 seconds, because we just watched him fly to spawn and kill 1 or 2 people and then die. And then we came back.
Yeah, he went through. He flew the sentry boosted him through the sky. He somehow lived and got the teleporter pick, and we were screaming. Honestly, it was incredible. Pick. Yeah,
Brickiest Brick has very chaotic energy. It is amazing to it's amazing to interact with.
Sounds like good person to have on your team. Someone you probably hate to play against, because I feel like it'd probably be mayhem. You have no idea what to expect.
Why is he there?
Yeah, he would just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Do you have any other questions to wrap up with, Jaybird?
No, I don't think so. That was, that was super fun to watch. I'm genuinely very impressed with, the teams in the runner-up bracket. You guys, all the games were super entertaining. Everyone super good individual play, and just even watching from the top down, having no idea what your comms are like. It really seemed like there was some really good teamwork and just general cohesion. So I'm very impressed, and thanks for a good show.
Yeah, and again, of course, you guys are now the winners of Winter Seasonalander 2022, technically 2023. So congratulations. Everyone played amazingly, and you should all give yourselves a big pat on the back. So well done, and thank you for playing. Thank you for being a part of something like this.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Hey, Great Blue.
Yeah.
I think we could shred to that, can't we?
Oh no.
Yeah, we can shred to that.
If I can make one more comment,
please
I will say I'm very impressed with the general skill level of the TF2 community nowadays. Getting to interact with this many TF2 creators who are as good at not only the game necessarily, but playing in organized settings, which does take a little bit of practice, is very impressive to watch. So if anyone who participated, give yourself a pat on the back. You all did well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think, just to build on that, big shout out to events like this that have kind of given these people that kind of intro to something they might not have tried before. And you'd be surprised how fun it is and how quick you can kind of catch on to it once you get a little experience, and it helps to play with friends. So it's great to see everyone show up for stuff like this.
Especially, and big thank you to Ian to actually organizing this thing. Ian and his team, we wouldn't have had this opportunity to play for you guys if it wasn't for him and his team putting this stuff together. So yeah, big shout out to those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, guys. Again, been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you guys can go and have a good rest, maybe wind down playing TF2, although I'm assuming probably no one wants to do that at this point.
Let's go play. Let's go. I want to do some Highlander scrims. Let's go right now.
Can we go to Highlander scrims? We got it at 8:30,
Yeah. Scrims in 20, boys. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, and I think unless there was anything else we needed to mention, obviously, yeah, big thank you to everyone involved. Obviously, Ian for organizing everything and just generally being the awesome guy he is, no pun intended, obviously. And obviously, big shout out to Dr. Underscore, who was the caster, not the caster, was the
Come on,
producer.
Matt, keep it
for this
together, buddy. We're
event.
so
I'm so
close.
close.
Keep it
I'm so
together.
close. Was the producer. Was the producer for this event. And obviously, thank you to all the participants from this bracket, from the brackets previous. And obviously, next week, don't forget, next week we have the EU games, which I myself am going to be a part of. So go check
I'm
those
looking at those
out.
rosters right now. There's some big names in there.
There's some pretty awesome names.
I see a Solar Light. I see a Peter Scraps. I see a Shork. It's going to be fun.
There's going to be a lot of familiar faces in there. So definitely set a calendar for next week, where we will be back again. But yeah, for now, that's a big thank you from us. Big thank you to you for watching and donating and everything. It's been a super awesome time, and obviously, thank you, Jaybird, for joining me.
Thank you, Matt, for joining me, and Ian for the invite, and for everyone being so awesome here. Super exciting, and again, don't forget that donation's still open. Get on in there. It's obviously going to be running into next weekend as well with this going on, but we hit the 500 halfway through. You can't ask for much more than being right on track for where your goal is. But we'd love to smash that heading into next weekend. So thank you to everyone. It's been fantastic.
Thank you very much, and we will see you again next week. But thank you.
GG's Goofy Goobers.
Bye. GG's.